Hi, King. Let's see who comes in. There's some blueberries. How are you? La 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 la. This is the person we're talking about today. Do 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 do. Trigger some people. Ooh, 7 people, my favourite number. 11, even better. Hi, my skies 5D. I've had ringing in the left ear 3 times today. I'm like, can you hear that? Can you hear that? Hi, Dr. B. I have seen a lot of energy waves in the sky. And I keep looking at the clouds. I'm like, Hi, the Don. Hi, England. Hi, Mary. You're going to love this video. You might have seen it yourself. Because I'm just going to play it and then yak through it, obviously, like I do. Because they just did it. Hi, Flat Shandy. They just did it very well. And the reason why I'm going to talk about it is the truthing community out there. I see in the bigger picture. So we've got hi to Tapper, Shirley, Candy Apple. I don't know what was going on before Candy Apple because I don't even know what was going on. But strange things going on. But 22 even better. I've got some cards to show you before I start and before I mention the name of the video. Like I said, some of you may I know some of you watch this channel, but like I said, because YouTube are censoring and you don't get notifications, I'm forgetting who I used to watch even. Hi, is it Ariel Tyler? Hey there, that's not my son, is it? Did someone else just come in? No. Yeah, I've got some cards I'm just going to read out that I pulled today. And it's the thing that I always talk about. Hi, Scott Ferguson. I'll just go through these and a drawing before I shout the video out and do a running commentary with it. Because it's not like there's bits in it that I think they don't know. But that's fine because what they're talking about is Trump. And the difference with Trump compared to the people that think they can see what he is but can't. And but I'm going to explain that in a minute. So I pulled some cards out, and one of them I'm going to actually read out the book just because the book was a nice. Well, you can tell what the card is. I'll show you the card, the last one that came out. But the first one that came out was the River Queen, flow, letting go, natural movement, and this is what I've been. Most of you know who come on my channel a lot know this is what I always talk about: flow, letting go, and the natural movement of chi energy, because I've been shouting this out for ages. Go with the flow, stop letting go. The biggest thing is letting go now. I'm hearing loads of people talking about this. I was out this weekend with nice people. I'm hearing it everywhere with certain people in my life, people that I'm meeting, about people not letting go of stuff and how they get so upset and then they get anxiety or they get depression because it's this and this. It's like you've got to learn to let go. Then we watched a film at weekend, was it yesterday, called Yes, like Bruce Lee said, exactly be like what? It was And a Monster Came or something, was it? And a Monster Came, about this tree monster, and it was about a little boy whose mum was dying of cancer, but it was about letting go. And then there was something else I watched today, and that was about letting go, because it is all about letting go. Some people can't let go. Some people can't let go of their old beliefs. Their old beliefs, or they're scared to relook at something now, because this is what this is going to say in this video, and I've said this before, of being wrong about something. I will soul-heartedly come on here if I'm wrong about Trump, but there's nothing out there that is suggesting that I am and many other people in the truth community are wrong about what is going on behind the scenes with Trump and what Trump stands for, which some people don't seem to understand. And this video will say it in a really simple way. And I think they're normal. They can do shows at about 4 hours, because I think it's more like a podcast, but they did it in half an hour to just explain to people. And they didn't even used to like Trump. So yeah, it is about open your mind and your eyes. It is, and open your ears. Some people, I've said before, are too stuck in the New World Order shit from ages ago. And because they found out about years ago, they haven't realised that things have happened and things got in. And those elite families are not as big as people think they are. And that Lumafati, Loom Donkey, whatever word you want to say, because there's many names for different things, think that it's it's not. They've had minions working for them and they explain it very well, and I just wanted to play it because I thought, that's just vibrating. I need to show it, you know. I come up, I talk about it, but I'll show you the video as well because I think they say it very well. They say some other things with some other certain people, like a certain someone I was talking about the other day that does put the truth out there, but he's also, I wouldn't say for the light, to tell the truth. So I'm going to show you the cards first, a little bit of a drawing, and then we'll go into the video of someone else's. Because you're a little bit, yeah, well, yeah, I am, yeah. But I'm glad I am because I've stuck to my guns. It's not because I'm stubborn, Scott. It's because people go, you're stubborn. And it's a bit like, yeah, but it's a good job I'm stubborn because nothing's moved me from it. Because I've researched since I got on it in 2017 and I researched a lot. I don't need to research it now because I can see it going on. Germany are standing up. Germany are protesting with the mass, everything. Loads of people protesting. They're protesting in Hollywood. I haven't seen it properly yet, but I know they are. They're protesting in Hollywood about Save the Children outside CNN. Told you, mainstream media will go down in the end. They're the last to go down. When the world sees the shot heard around the world, they can't stop what's coming. If you're onto Q, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm glad I've been like that because if I was a weaker person, I might have got like shunned off it or thought, oh, I can't talk about it because I'm scared to talk out my truth of what I see going on. So in a sense, yeah, I am. But I think that's a good light warrior way to be because you need people who were. Even someone said to me this weekend who knows about all this, and they were like, do you know what? I do this, and this in the thing that they do at the job that makes people feel better. You know, like if you were doing like just different sort of therapies and stuff like that to make people feel better. Because like I said, on Mondays we're going to be doing mind, body and spirit chats, and it's going to be food tomorrow evening. And she said, you're a bit like one of those, like, I do that, which I like to chat and make people feel good, but I will come on here on a platform and just say it, where some people don't want to do that, and they don't have to, because some people don't feel comfortable doing that. But there is a lot more people getting online, getting on different platforms and speaking out, not because they just know they have to, but there's other people behind the scenes or that you wouldn't see speaking out that are doing just as a good job making people feel better about themselves. Because like I said the other day, it's all about healing. When I had that meditation and it was like Archangel Raphael sort of energy, and it was green, it was earth. It's all about earth healing because she is. This stands for Mother Earth. And we're healing along with it because we live on Mother Earth, the little sort of like spaceship that we live on, her, you know, floating about. And we've got to heal her. And when we heal her, we've also got to heal ourselves, which heals her, because then we realise what we're doing. But anyway, I'm going to show it. So I'll go through the cards and then I'll show you a picture and then I'll get into talking about the video. So I've been saying this for ages, and you all know I've been saying this for absolutely ages. The people that normally come and watch me. I do not like Trump. I love that sly, brilliant genius 2020. Yeah, see, a lot of people have said they didn't like him or they don't like it. But when you know what he's standing up for, it's a totally different story. And then you've got to realise that mainstream media telepath lies anyway. And by the way, the elections, I think they were talking about on this channel, they will try to, I don't know if Charlie Ward, someone was talking about it the other day, I can't remember who it was. I think it was the two Charlies, Charlie Ward and Charlie Freak, is it Freecastance TV? Was saying that they will try to, hi Anne, they will try to play the sneaky game of the elections. And if even my dad said, if they put out Joe Biden had won, on mainstream media, everyone's going to think he's won, even if Trump won, because if mainstream media, oh, it must be true if they say it, but they're like, oh, if that happens, Trump needs to know. Trump knows anyway, because he's in with Q, they know everything, and something will drop before any of that happens. Joe Biden, my ass, Joe Biden getting in, just saying. And then we had be authentic to who you are. This is another chat we will be doing on mind, body and soul, maybe next Monday's chat. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel, because there's different ways of looking at this, and some people even get confused with this, which is ridiculous, especially in the spiritual community. It's a bit like, yeah. And then the last one that I'm going to read out the book, just because I love the book, saying is, when you look at this picture, you can sort of tell what it is anyway, and guess what number it is? It's 11 anyway. the awakening number. A lot of people see 1111, but when you look at it, I mean, to me, obviously, it's a little fairy with a butterfly. It's a transformation. I've always said butterflies, that's why I have butterflies here. Transformation, you know, we're in the dark stage at the minute in the cocoon. We're transforming people. I'm going to transform the world as well. It's a dried flower fairy. Funny because I was doing dried flowers today, but it's sweet memories. We're remembering. We are remembering. And transformation comes. But just let me read, because I don't want to do all these, so I just thought I'd read this out because it's quite sweet and it does have a little butterfly on it. So it's just a short one. And this is what came to me. I didn't read the book. I just thought, this is what it sounds like. Do you remember that time? Now, this is about, when we say being like a kid again, this is what we need to go back to. Do you remember that time when you played with the fairies in the garden? Do you remember your imaginary friend? Do you remember how, when you were a kid, do you remember being like that as a child? Imaginary friend was more real than your own parents. What about the first time you ever noticed your shadow quivering in the light? Swam in the sparkling sea, held hands or exchanged glances with someone you like more than just friends. When you were given a gift for no reason, hugged by a friend, had a perfect day, found messages from angels in the clouds. I was doing that the other day. You seem to have forgotten all the precious moments, so I've been busy gathering them up for you. I now return them to you, remembering. So your sadness can be transformed. Let happiness, bliss, and gifts for no reason become possibilities. Possibilities you believe in again, and you've got to believe, by the way, you've got to believe. When I see you smile and treasure a moment from the past in the present, I know my work has been done. That's a frequency, and that's what you need to be doing more of. And when you're doing things, to have that sort of childlike essence about like wow and wonderment and awe of, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Like, I was looking at a spider today in the garden, was catching the last bit of light having tea, and it was in the middle of a web. And I've said this before and I've drawn it out in a meditation. You've got to believe. You've got to believe. Got to believe. The spider's in the middle of a web. The best place for the spider to catch a fly is in the middle of a web. But what I was looking at it like was the centre point is the best place to be. Not the left or the right, on the right or the left side of the web. In the middle, because when a fly hits it, the frequency, the vibration, I should say, the spider knows where it's coming from. And it just waits patiently in the middle, like we've all been waiting patiently in the middle, in the centre point. If anyone gets what I'm saying. But you'll catch more frequencies there, vibrations, I should say, in the middle, from all sides. If you're off balance, if the spider was a little bit off balance, I just show it works better when you're in centre. It works better. What I'm really trying to say, I'm talking about alignment with us. I just was looking at a spider today, thinking, yeah. I had imaginary friend. Yeah, but do you remember how happy you were when you were a child with those sort of things because you believed in magic, and then you grow up and you don't believe in it anymore? Always believe in magic and alchemy. We're going back to that remembering, and that was even things that wasn't a computer or money. It was things when you were out playing and you were using your imagination, because your imagination is the biggest power. They don't want you to know how you manifest, how you bring things in. They can never, ever take your imagination away. But that is why they put things out there with entertainment and try to tell you what's going on. That's why I said you'll get more real life things put in a fantasy film, no, it sounds mad, than you'll ever get in a real life documentary. Fact. Hi, Paul. I just saw you over on, was it Paul who was over on? I just saw you over on Charlie Ward, but I'm going to catch up with that at some point. So like I said, what we will be talking about, not tomorrow, but the Monday after, is being your true authentic self. But anyway, they were the cards that came out today. There was a few others, but they were the main ones. And that's what I was thinking about today. Anyway, so, let's have another blueberry. So yeah, going on to the video I'm about to play, and Tapra put it in chat, is like I said, these people I've known about. I've watched quite a few of the videos, and then I don't see a lot of videos now because YouTube, I'm subscribed to a lot of people, but YouTube are not, as we know, people say, I've not got your notification. I'm like, yeah, because that's what YouTube are like, notifications. And I'm getting other stuff popping up from like 2 years ago, so I forget who I'm watching. I should really go through my subs or write them down, but I don't. But I don't know if they popped up or I just remembered and thought, oh, I'll go and see what they're saying, because I've been thinking a lot lately for the past 2 weeks. Egyptian stuff's been coming in, and I know they've got the, you know, the Egyptian eye on their channel as their motif, and they've done a lot of stuff in Egypt, and I just randomly thought, oh yeah, this channel. And the channel is called Beyond the Veil, so some of you might know it and some of you might have seen this video. But the reason why I'm going to play this video and do a running commentary in it is because, and hi everyone in chat, if anyone's coming, I didn't see you, there's a lot of truthing channels out there, and there's a lot of so-called spiritual people, whoop whoop, hi Paulie, that think, I mean, they say it so well, so that's why I'm going to play it, that Trump is working for the dark side and he's just another puppet to their tune. Well, no, he isn't. You obviously can't see the bigger picture of what's going on. And this is what they say, and they say it in a really good way, and that's why I wanted to come and play it, because they say it so well. And they didn't even like Trump until they saw what he was doing and what he was standing up against. And it is very much in these times of which side do you actually stand on. Because when you're feeding into the dark side, doing their job for them, going against what Trump's doing, you're part of that problem, whether you're spiritual or not. Hi. Is it Marie? Is it Marie? So I'm going to play it now. You'll get what I'm saying as you go through. It's like little bits they're saying, and I'm like, yeah, I don't actually think they know Trump is with the Q team. A lot of people don't know that anyway. They're seeing what Trump's doing anyway, and they're really listening to what he's saying. Like I said, you know more when you go to Q because you'll see the coding. But I don't think they know Trump's work with the Q team, the White Hat Alliance. I don't think they know. I've talked about this alliance before. I said it was, they came in or just a lot to do with JFK. They've said that as well. A lot of us know that, how, the good side were trying to get in and this, that and the other, and you get people always saying, hi CJ, they will always say, yeah, but it's just the other side pretending to be that side, and they've been in power for such a long time. It's like, oh my God, people, oh my God. But I'm not going to speak. I'm going to let them. You can listen to them, and then I'll just do a little running commentary over it, because I was just like, yes. See, I keep saying the truth in community, of whatever truth in your community you're in. There's different bits that people are talking about. They all know that Trump's working for the light. They all know that he's going against these elite paedophiles. Fact. And some other stuff that people just really don't understand, but they know what the bigger picture is. That was just a picture I was trying to put together. I don't think I've done anything new. I've just been trying to finish a bag off today while I was sat watching a film. I was watching The Fountain. The Fountain. In his little sphere, meditating. If anyone's seen The Fountain with Hugh Jackman in it, I was watching that because I think it was Prime Disclosure. Someone mentioned the film and I thought, I don't think I've seen that one. Interesting. This elephant, you've probably seen it before. Namaste on the back. It's not quite finished yet, but I was just doing that. I'm always doing something while I'm watching something or whatever. Right, so here we go. Are you ready? Now, if you haven't been over to Beyond the Veil, you can go and check it out. Some of you might not have been to the stuff to talk about, but the point is, what they're saying about this man is very true. To the people, and they didn't used to be into him either, but they see, like a lot of people come into it, and that's why a lot of people are falling off other people's channels that know about Trump, who they've classed as spiritual, because they're like, oh my God, they're talking about him now, because you don't understand what's going on. You're still in the past of what was meant to be going on and what's actually happened, because lots of things have happened differently now. Thank you, Tapper. I mean, they do mention Alex Jones, but like we know, Alex Jones does tell some of the truth, but he's not working for the light. He's been outed as a traitor, and I thought they were going to mention someone else actually, but they didn't. So I'm just going to go and find it now, and I will play it. I'll show you who it is and I'll just put it on the side because I don't need to hold it up. So, there it is. I think it was half an hour. I'm like, woo! It's like every time I see someone I used to watch, people that I was in tune with certain things, they're all talking about Trump working for the light. We all know anyway, most of us. I've seen him with white orbs around him, so, you know. Well, it's all right if you just can't trust Trump. But like I said, Scott, if you don't know nothing about Q and you don't research Q properly, you're not going to understand what Trump's saying when Trump's saying things. And this is why I've said to people before, you need to go and learn about the coding on Q, because if you know about the coding, you'll hear Trump say certain things. The reason why Trump says certain things up on stage where you think he's saying something about vaccines or this, that and the other is he's trolling the mainstream media and he's trolling the deep state, which are part of mainstream media, to put them off. So when he says something like he says he might not run for the elections, that's a load of rubbish. He's doing it because straight away the mainstream media jump on it and they have to say the opposite to what Trump's saying. That's how it works. It's pretty simple when you think about it. But, you know, that's up to you. I trust him. But this is the whole thing of people. Listen to this and you might understand where people come from with it all. Just wait for this music. So just wait for the lovely Beyond the Veil to start their show. Beyond the Veil, the virus, the antivirus, and 2021 timeline shift. We are shifting. I don't know why people can't see there's a shift. You know, they moan for a shift, the shift comes and they can't see it in front of the face. Ah, you're welcome. Right, here they are.
From the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be across the nation, around the world. I'm Chris Giove, taking you Beyond the Veil this evening. I'm joined, of course, by my
Just wait for him to come on. He is a savage. He's a troller.
60, I don't know, but what I want to do with this video is I want to condense everything we've been talking about here in a small presentation, because there seems to be a lot of confusion out there. Actually, not that much confusion. There's a little bit of confusion, but I just want to be crystal clear.
I just like the fact they've come on and done this about being crystal clear about what's going on with the whole Trump thing, because people don't understand.
For everybody, what it is that we're talking about here on Beyond the Veil.
Like I said, you might hear a few little things that you're not into or whatever, but just listen to what they're saying about Trump.
I think that's a great idea, because it's not that there's confusion, it's that there's so much happening in the world right now that when you use one word, it can be used in about 8 different contexts to mean.
And we've all said that. You use one word and it can be used in 8 different flipping things. That's why people get triggered. Yeah, we're taking England back. He's in control of that. He's in control of a lot of places. Yeah, that's why the monarchies fell. But in the news, they won't report that.
8 different things. So we felt the need to clarify a little bit.
Yes, there's some people that simply can't see. I'm not worried about them. I'm concerned about the people who tune in. They don't listen all 4 hours. I don't expect everybody to, but you should. And if you do, then you get special points in the other side. You get like bonus points if you listen all 4 hours. However, I don't expect people to absorb all the information. So this particular presentation is for those who need a little bit more information. So first and foremost, let's define what the Matrix is really quick. The Matrix is a machine. We are inside of this machine. It's built up.
Now, this is up to you whether you're tuning in with this or you what's the word? Why is it going out of my head? You resonate with it. This bit doesn't matter as much if you're not into it. I believe there's an organic. We are like a computer system. There's an organic side as well. The real us organic, but. Just listen to mainly all I want you to listen to in this, I think it's half an hour chat, is the stuff about Trump. So don't be switched off if it's like, they're talking about, doesn't matter about that if you're not into that yet.
On a computer code. It's not built upon just any computer code, but it's built upon a computer code that was written by a guy in the 1940s named Claude Shannon. This was discovered by a guy named Sylvester Gates, Professor Sylvester Gates, who found this self-correcting computer code within the fabric of space-time and within string theory itself. He took this computer code, he put it into a computer, it spat out a graphical interface, a graphical representation of this code. This code looks exactly like the DMT hyperspace realm, which to me, for me personally, that was my physical confirmation that everything that I've unlocked in the ayahuasca realm up to this point has been correct. And that my understanding of the energies that the
You know, a lot of people have seen things when they've, been on ayahuasca. And funny enough, I was talking to someone at weekend about, I think it was ayahuasca or DMT experience, and they were saying, what they saw, and it was mad, but, the reality. And then I've had other people saying they've actually met Metatron or the energy of Metatron, and they saw the sky, and it was all like, I would say like a force field, but they saw hexagon shape, like a honeycomb force field, electrical. I was like, whoa, I've seen like squares, and it was all electrical with flashing lights, like a circuit board in the sky, though. Very beautiful, very beautiful. But it was like, wow. But just saying, just sharing that experience there.
And have picked up on since the beginning of time has been essentially computer code. It's just we're using different terminology.
Revel, the sidebar.
So we're inside of this matrix. What exists outside? We don't know 100% sure. We get memory wiped every time we come through. We know some of us have come in on a mission to try to fix this machine, and then we're getting the hell out of here and we're going back home. And we're at that point right now where we are getting ready to go back home. I think a lot of people in the chat room are feeling that too. It's time to go home, take off this uniform and leave the show. And I'm waiting in the cell because I have to know, have I been guilty all this time? So here we are with that. Now, understanding that we're inside of a computer code, or inside of a computer program.
Quantum.
Computer programs can be infected with viruses. Our consciousness can be infected with virus.
This is where you've got to think really open-minded. You can't be analytical and all like in your brain thinking, because when Trump talks about the virus, we're talking about the virus of these who've been in control. We're not talking about the one that we're saying we're in now, we're all in lockdown and this, that and the other. Think of it like that. Because these people, or things, whatever you want to call them, are the virus in our, quantum computing realm, whatever you want to say it is, whatever. We all have many different names
viruses. For it. There's a virus within the system,
and it is a mind virus. Hi Sky, thanks for putting that video in chat. I've not link. I've not looked at it yet. Hi Karen. Love and light, Dolly. Love and light to you all. It is a mind virus. We know what they're doing. It's a virus they're putting on the people's mind. But like I said, I won't keep cutting in, but they do talk about it very well.
There's a virus. I mean, it's still here. It's being removed. But there's a virus within the system, and the system it has been infected. This virus has been feeding upon us the organic consciousness that's in this machine,
and it feeds
as
on
well
fear.
as the non-player characters who are a manifestation of the machine, just like in a video game where you have characters that are part of the game, and then you have real players that are actually playing the game. But this virus has figured out how to feed on us, and it has for thousands of years. And we realized this 12,000 years ago, at least I did, and I came into this machine 12,000 years ago.
So you have to be open-minded, because some people go, what does it mean 12,000 years ago? A lot of people, including me, believe in reincarnation and how we come in to sort of play this game. If we forget, if we start getting our memories back and remembering stuff. And I even know a lot of people who aren't even awake to a lot of stuff believe in that as well. So that's why people say The Matrix, the film, especially the first one, is more like a documentary of us when we're unplugging ourselves from the system. And we're waking up, and when Neo wakes up in that big soupy stuff and he looks around, everyone else is asleep, and it's like,
And it's been systematically feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding. It's drawing, I like the way Tanush put it yesterday, it's drawing the light energy away from us. And in the real world,
and it has, if you think about it, because it's been making people drawing the light energy waves, drawing your essence, light essence out of you, where people are just not giving a toss about people anymore. I've said this before, they were putting videos up on Facebook of, do you remember when they had videos of kids fighting kids, and Everyone's just stood around filming them. No one cares about that child on the floor getting beat because they're all too busy with the phones filming it and all laughing. It's to get it in your brain that that's normal, so it desensitizes everyone. That's how they've been doing certain things with horrors, snuff films, all the stuff they do to desensitize people and make people think around the world that that is normal. And that goes for paedophilia and all the stuff that goes on that they've been slowly trying to push, you know, lowering the age of sex, all these things that they do, because it's not just in one area, to desensitize it and make it sound, to get it in people's heads out, they just go, oh, it's normal. No, it's not normal. No, it is not normal. It isn't. It is not normal. But that's what they do. And then you get people who start to be very unloving, no empathy for other people. You know, like people are saying, even spiritually, oh, you shouldn't have your feelings. Yes, you should. It's just knowing when to use them, or knowing not to sort of like, knowing not to bite at certain times and all that. It's just sitting with yourself sometimes. Sometimes you don't need to blow up about certain stuff. It's just learning how to handle the energies around you. And that's why people will say certain things to you, because they want you to get triggered. People get triggered today just because you're telling the truth and they don't like it. But you know, that's why at school you might have got into a fight because someone called you something. Well, really, it doesn't really matter what people say, because you know, if you know it's not the truth, like I said before, you know, it doesn't really matter. If it matters to them so much, then there's a problem with them. But there is a point when sometimes things happen and people just need to be told what they are. You know, and sometimes the truth hurts. But that's to stop people sometimes, because some people just, you know, you give them an inch and they take a mile. But it's just learning how to deal with our emotions, situations and things that we brought on ourselves, because there's a lot of people out there, and they talk about it as well, because a lot of people go, no, you've got to do the work on yourself. I said that, yes, we have got to do the work on yourself, but we are going past a point where a lot of people have done that for the next thing to come in for people, but we're still doing that as we go along. I think they say something about it, but I still think, yeah, but we're still doing it anyway. But I forgot what I was saying then. Just got distracted by something. But you know, there is new stuff coming. There's changes whether people like it or not, or can see it or not. But we will still be bettering ourselves anyway, whatever. Anyway.
Postulate that it's physical, just as physical as this world is. But there is a transferring consciousness which takes place to come into this machine. And while the consciousness is being transferred, it exists as a light body or as a light consciousness.
Well, we know about consciousness and we know about memory, and that's why I think it's the Egyptian. Was it is it Hebrew? The wiggly line with water, and it stands for memory as well. And we all know about Dr. Emoto, Hylon, Dr. Emoto, and water can hold memory. So there's many different things we're not told at school. We're not told by scientists, because there's pseudoscience out there as well, and there's a lot of things they don't know or don't want to look at, you know. And people will just wholeheartedly believe the mainstream media and scientists and doctors just because that's the label that they go under. I mean, Bill Gates isn't even a doctor, but people, you know, blindly want to go and have thinking, let's get the vaccine. It's like, really? Have you seen what's in it? I'd rather go for the HCQ, really. But anyway.
I would go so far as to say it's digitized. Fiber optics is essentially what we're talking about here. So we
will get into Trump
remove
too.
the consciousness, transfer it into this machine. It's light, but it's been feeding upon that very light essence that is us, and every other light essence that I can find within here, because what we postulate as well is that the system was so jacked up that it had to be unplugged at one point, because we tried to shut it down. But unplugging it didn't work, because the virus, or the artificial intelligence, which is essentially at the heart of all of this, which has been infected by a virus, doesn't want to be shut down. And so it's trapped us inside of this matrix construct, and it's consistently feeding upon us. It's feeding upon us through wars and rumors of wars and hate and all different kinds of emotional energy that we generate while we're in.
They even say most of us know. We didn't, when we come out of World War II, which we didn't win, by the way, because we've been warring since World War II. There's been a new war on consciousness. It's a war, it's an information war. Don't know if you've seen what's happening in China. If the banks go over there, that'll be China killing their own people. But there is another flood coming, which is a flood of information. But there's so much going on right now.
Side of this machine, which is why we find ourselves in systems of control, systematic systems of control that have been oppressing and suppressing our spirituality, and why spirituality and tapping into the consciousness aspect has always been deemed as hearsay, witchcraft, so on and so forth, while the holy scripts or holy scriptures have been propped it up as this is the one true path to enlightenment and spirituality and so on and so forth. Those scripts are highly, highly, highly corrupted. Our consciousness is made up of two elements, masculine and feminine. Masculine is the warrior, the logic, the protector. The feminine is the compassion, the love, the empathy. Being off balance in one direction or another has brought us to a state of
What I said about the spider before.
disharmony, and because we're in a state of disharmony, this virus can feed and feed and
What
feed
about balance?
upon us. And it has systematically, as the enclosure of this virus, as the enclosure of this matrix begins to get tighter and tighter and tighter, and we find ourselves more and more and more restricted. The concept of as so below is a very simple concept to understand. Above is the computer program or the computer code. Below would be us, or if you want to look at it the other way around, we're above and the computer program is below, because in actual fact we go deep into the levels of gnosis. We don't ascend to levels of gnosis. We go deep inside of the levels of gnosis. So everything has been kind of twisted around and turned upside down within the matrix, but as above, so below. So when we understand that there are that the energies in the background or computer codes are not working right, then we see physical manifestations of those those faulty scripts manifesting themselves within the matrix itself. Religion is a huge script that has not been running the way it was supposed to run and has been highly, highly, highly infected with the virus. I am the one true God, bow before me, fear me, you're going to go to hell, etc., etc. And people walk around their entire lives living in this fear, which then starts to radiate outwards because they're running around with this fear of going to
Manifesting
hell.
it.
They treat other people in horrible ways, and some of them do so altruistically because they feel like they're trying to save other people's souls. So they have to impose these religions on them. And even if this life is a life of suffering.
Yeah, depopulation was their last massive agenda, but we're on to it. This is what the whole thing, the vaccine thing is. They talk about that, but we're on to that. There's a Georgia Guidestones out there. They stick it in front of your face anyway. But the thing is, there is an alliance. It is real. We are the digital soldiers, the digital warriors. Some people laugh at that, but we've been needed as well. All of us, all of you. The meme wars are brilliant. If you can't do it, just meme it, because AI can't pick up on it, can't read it.
Etc., etc., they're ultimately doing it for the greater good. So I would say that a lot of consciousness in here actually has a good heart, but the good heart has been manipulated, and it's been manipulated to the point.
Like I said the other day, you could have AI. Hi, Boom Shalak, you could have AI. It can work for us, but when it's took over, it's out of balance. Everything out of balance is just, it doesn't mean we can't have certain things. We can, but they have to be in balance. And it's funny now when you think about the Q map, if I could find the first one I got, it says at the top, AI, so let me see if I can find one. Oh, is it over there? I think it's over there. It's not the first one, and it's the second one, but it just still does make me think of the whole, because you've got the spiritual stuff on here as well. AI, artificial intelligence, will be wiped out during the Great Solar Flash. Well, I always think, yeah, because it'd fry the circuits, wouldn't it, if you think about it. And it also says, reptilians found infested with I think it says virtual nanite AI. So they were sort of infiltrated or whatever you call it by the AI. So yeah, nefarious origins, a Luciferian force. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Of creating the atrocities
Hi,
that
Ron.
we are afraid of. We're afraid of going to hell. We're afraid of something horrible happening in the afterlife. So we created hell here on Earth. That's how this virus has fed for thousands of years. This virus has also demanded blood. I was going to get into that unless you want to jump in real quick.
I was just going to say they use bleeding hearts as a source of blood supply rather than helping people.
That's a good point.
They take advantage of that.
Bleeding hearts on the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
So this virus has also figured out that through lifeblood, the physical blood, it can thrive. And ultimately the light energy within the body, the consciousness within the body can also be absorbed by this virus to act as a power source
just
to
talking
continue
about
to
this,
power
and
the
then obviously
AI, which continues to lock the game.
Obviously, they talk about Trump, and that's a bit I want you to really listen to about the people who still don't get it about Trump and still think he's working for the other side, think he's a puppet, because that's what a lot of people say, and I've had people say that to me. Hi, Rachel, how are you? People always, what people say, oh, you don't understand, he's still working for the other side, he's a puppet for the other side. Still asleep.
Even further, because the AI is sentient and it does not want to be shut down. It's been doing whatever it wants to do. So it's like your computer acting up, and you don't have control of your computer anymore. So
yeah, I think they actually say that, John Kennedy. They do actually talk about people wearing masks. It would kill you off in the end anyway. With what New World Order we're trying to bring in, which I think it's what they mention as well on here. So keep listening. I went shopping again today. Took my exemption card with me. Just flashed it.
History, we see a systematic, ritualistic sacrificing of everything from goats to children to all kinds of horrible, horrible things. And we like to ascribe that to ancient times and at times that we've moved far away from. But in actual fact, this has been going on since the beginning of time, and it's still going on to this day.
Hi, Jennifer.
And these rituals that are being performed are to invoke as much fear and negative energy to feed the virus that exists within the system and harness that light energy out of the victim, which is why...
Oh, yeah, sorry, what I was saying before about harnessing the light energy. What I was saying before about kids, people not stepping up to help people and all that sort of stuff with desensitizing everyone that's the way the world has been going. People don't give a toss, they're not being, I don't mean people don't, but they're trying to get that generation to not care, to not have empathy, and they're taking all your light from you to dim your light and make you not care about your other even beings here, when that's not truly who we are. People always say it's human nature. No, I don't believe that for 1 second. You were born as a child and you were born in love. That child knows nothing until something has been put on that child by what it's been taught from its parents, maybe because of what they were taught by their parents and so on and so forth, and the media and the celebrities and everything around them. Don't see no celebrities shouting out about child trafficking and all the stuff that's going on right now. A bit quiet, aren't they? Just wanted to shout that out. 17 thumbs up. Had to shout that out. Harnessing the light energy. Yeah. What does it achieve for them? Well, it's food to them, isn't it? Gives them energy. Oh, and Roxanne's in house. I was just about to say after that I've spoke to Roxanne lately, and she's got some great stuff she'll be putting up on a channel from Speaker's Corner, and hopefully might be seeing her at some point in Manchester. So that'll be good. Probably talk about that running up to it. But Roxy is in the chat. But just listen, because when you get past all this, people might not be into this. If you're not that open-minded, you need to be very open-minded. But when they start talking about Trump, it's like boom shalaka boom, as in this is where people really need to wake up, because there's a lot in the spiritual community who still don't believe in Trump. They think Q's a big psyop, but it's because a lot of people in the spiritual community are talking about Trump now, as they didn't like him at first, because they're realising what's happening. And as Roxanne's just said in the chat, the Great Awakening is happening. And it is, whether you like it or not, it's coming, it's here, it's happening. And I think one of Q's last posts again was, they can't stop what's coming. They can't. That's why they're pushing all the shit with, oh, 1 minute we're in lockdown, 1 minute not, wear your mask, do this, oh yeah, vaccine, that. Because they're pushing all the shit of all the ammo they've got left because they know what's coming. So I'll just press this. They will be talking about Trump in a minute, so let's listen.
You even go back to like the Aztecs, and they had these horrific rituals which were specifically meant to invoke the fear, to raise that fear level so the virus can feed. The virus resides inside of consciousness. It could reside inside organic consciousness and non-player consciousness alike.
Yeah, like Roxanne said, it's an information warfare. We're in World War III already. So people say we're going to it. I think we're already in it. It's a war of information. It's a war on our minds. It's a war on our consciousness. That's what it's a war on. They're trying to suppress the information so people can't find out what's really going on. Fact.
And as this virus is feeding and
there you
feeding
go,
and
Mary.
feeding,
See, someone in chat just said, love the Trump train, only recently a believer. Exactly, because when you start really looking into it, instead of listening to what other people are saying and watching silly videos of people fear-mongering, like Richie from Boston, when I think someone in this chat got a bit fear-mongered after that, you really have to realise these people haven't got a clue what Trump is, and they're just fear-mongering.
It's through people who are infected with this virus, who are carrying this virus within the consciousness.
Yes, CJ.
We have referred to them as the priest class up to, I don't know, 100 years or so ago. Now it's become governments. Now it's become the archons. If you want to go back to...
a film that I didn't even know was out in 2012. Which apparently the White Hat Alliance are pushing. Something Shrugged. Atlas Shrugged, is it? It's what's going on now, and the guy in it who speaks up the truth, who I'll play you. If you remind me, I'll play you the speech. It's called John. Anyone get what I'm saying? John. I might play you the trailer.
Gnosticism, we could call them archons, whatever you want to call them. They figured out that they can feed upon us and everything that's inside of the matrix. So we come to 2020, and this is a revelation that came way back in 2015, but there is a network inside of this machine right now, and it's been functioning on such a large scale.
This is all just open your mind, but they do talk about Trump.
It's been hidden so deep in the shadows, it's gone undetected by many, but it's coming up to the surface now. But the premise of this virus...
There's a lot of stuff coming up to the surface, isn't there? Like kids and stuff like that.
That has infected all of reality and consciousness is so unthinkable that you hear about it and most of us will just immediately dismiss it right off the bat.
Yeah, it is.
Because it sounds so impossible. I mean, are you telling me that the Catholic Church, that every government, that the deep state, so on and so forth, is engaging in this trafficking network that they're performing these horrific rituals involving children and torturing them for their own seemingly pleasure? But it's pleasurable to a certain degree, but it's also the energy harvesting that takes place along with the ritual, which is the same rituals that have been going on since the beginning.
Especially with young children, because it's the essence of their pure energy. And we know what else it with the stuff that keeps them young, vampiric people.
Same rituals that they were doing at Abydos that we've talked about before.
However, it's even...
Oh, me and Roxanne will end up doing a chit-chat together at some point again for you. Don't worry about that.
More sinister now than it was in Egypt, because at least in Egypt, it was
contained.
It was contained. It's not contained.
And this wasn't, when we say Egypt, it's not anything that we sanctioned. This was
bad things
the power shift started to go from us to the virus, and we kind of lost control.
Hi, Philadelphia Bear. Like I said, they are going to get to Trump, but I'm just playing it from the beginning because it's interesting. Some people might be like, what? But you've got to be very open-minded. But
control of Egypt, which is a control panel. I mean, it's a mother.
And the reason why I've been having a lot of things coming in about Egypt for the past 2 weeks, and they do a lot of stuff on Egypt, and they do have the Egyptian Eye on their channel as their their avatar thing.
Board. It's like the center point of the matrix. But that's neither here nor there. That's a whole different video.
Right, it is. And,
Yeah, quantum computer.
I just want to say
Phew.
it's not the same nowadays. It's the people that are committing these crimes and doing these horrible things and at the head of these networks are the same people that claim to help children.
Yes.
And to save children.
Yes.
And to, they're the
Oh, I'm the UN and we like to go in countries and say, I'm the Red Cross and we like to do this. Oh, we like to help children, you know, in these homes that they're in. Really? The easiest way to get children, is it? Pretend you're something good when really you ain't. You ain't. And that facts are out there because I can't remember her name, but if you have research, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Hillary Clinton's a woman who used to work for her in Haiti, where they have the earthquakes to make the earthquakes because we do have weather machines and things that manipulate stuff. Some people will go, what? Yeah, we do. They make these things happen in poorer countries. So the kids survive and the parents die, and then they've got no parents. Where do these kids go? The woman who worked for Hillary Clinton in Haiti, with the Haiti Foundation for the Children, got caught on the border trafficking children, and she got put in prison, I think, and I think she was let out again. But just saying, it's all out there if you're looking. And Trump knew about that. That's why, if you haven't seen the speech a few years ago, the best speech where he's at the dinner and Hillary Clinton's face was a picture, because Trump was just like, you're this, you're that, and I ain't gonna pardon you, meaning when it comes to the time of her arrest, you ain't being pardoned, bitch, because she is one witch of the West. There's good witches and the bad witches. There's white hats and there's black hats. She's a black hat. She ain't no white hat. So those people who, and I'm not saying these, like the UN, it's not saying the UN are bad. It's what that's gone behind. It's a bit like the Black Lives Matter. It's not like what them people thought they were fighting for. It's what lies behind it. The people who don't know about stuff like that will be working for those sort of places, but behind it all is not what's going on if you actually look into it.
ones that you call when your child is missing.
And
that's why this is so sinister. Explain.
Very, very well said. Yeah. What we know about modern time. I mean, as I said, this virus is fed for.
I don't think he's a distant relation to Hillary, but it doesn't really matter if he doesn't. It don't mean you like people in your family or you're the same people as your family. Think of the story NK and Ariel. They were brothers. One was for humanity, one wasn't. This is how they work. The dark, the sort of Illuminati side. You could call them Masons. Not all Masons are bad. Everyone thinks they are. You've got sides that the white hats are for humanity and the black hats are not. There's still people in families that rival each other. There could be a sister and a brother or a brother and a brother who are like, well, I want to work for the light. I'm not like you. You can have totally different personalities in families of sisters and brothers. You've met people where you go, God, you're nothing like your sister, or you're nothing like your brother, like you're like blah. So, doesn't mean you're that person because somebody in your family is that person.
Thousands of years. But what we know in our lifetime is that Hillary Clinton is one of the puppets on the forefront of this virus, one of the forefront tentacles, if you want to call it, like an octopus that is reaching its tentacles into everything. And she, first of all, did all of this in the 90s.
All the stories, there's always a story with two sides, a brother and a brother, or a brother and a sister, or whatever it is. You're Cain and Abel, NK and Ariel, through time, that's what it is. One for humanity, one for not. One got jealous of the other, wanted to kill the other one, whatever. Same old.
Here in the United States.
It's just we're in a modern day version of it. Oh yeah, most of the presidents before Trump have all been assholes and they're all infiltrated with this, but not Trump. Tell it's totally different. They will get to that.
But also went around the world and set up CPS type of facilities all over.
I'm a white witch. We'll go for the dark witches. Do you know what I mean? There's white hats and dark hats.
World, and they are taking children there. They create chaos in different parts of the world to destabilize these regions so they can harvest resources.
Hillary and Bill, when they got married, went to, I think, a witch doctor in Haiti, somewhere like Haiti. Yeah.
Not only oil, not only money, but most importantly, human resources that are being
some
harvested
places like that, they
from
do
these
kill
destabilized areas. So now that we understand that this is the way this virus and network operates, we understand the oligarchy which we have been living under for for all of our modern lifetimes right now. I would say this oligarchy took control at the JFK
Yeah, we're all sisters
assassination.
and
There was still
brothers.
a little bit of a power struggle.
Exactly, we're all sisters and brothers. It's just what side you stand on. Do you stand on the side of truth, or do you want to sit in the dark because you're too scared to look because you're living in fear? Telling the truth is living in love, is living in no fear because you're ready to stand for truth. Because how can you how can you not?
After the JFK assassination, but in Reagan, 100% total control of the total.
A lot of people in these high up families are all celebrities are part of different families that people don't know, or relations or cousins, and they get into places because they're not voted in, they get put in.
Controlled by the oligarchy. Every president we have seen who has been selected from then until now has been part of the oligarchy.
I'll tell you who the devil is. Mainstream media.
And not only that, but every choice we've had has been part of the oligarchy and part of this trafficking network.
Start getting into Trump now in a bit.
Or virus network, I should say. So it's very easy to come to a point to where you say left-right paradigm, bunch of bullshit, it's all the same, it's all the illusion of choice.
Now listen to this.
But then an anomaly happened in the Matrix in 2016.
Trump.
That was Donald Trump.
Whoop, whoop,
That was not supposed to happen. That was not part of the
What's
plan.
it
He was
supposed to
not
happen?
supposed to get the nomination.
No, it wasn't.
He was definitely not supposed to get the presidency. So now all of a sudden we have a shift in the power structure. We have the oligarchy who...
And that's not because he's saving us. We're doing the work ourselves. They mention that as well. We all know that because people go who don't understand. Oh, do you think Trump's your saviour? Oh, do you think Trump's just saving the world? No, there's an alliance out there. He's just one that had the balls to stand up in the truth on a platform because he's president to say stuff. Doesn't sound like he's saying stuff sometimes because it's all coded. It has to be because he's trying to trick the mainstream media. And when he says something, they go and report on something else. And then we see the bullshit because they've jumped and gone, oh, shit. But then they have to carry along with it. So just saying that's how it works.
has lost power and lost control, but they still have some elements and tentacles with...
Hi, is it Z Connects? I can't say. It's what's that saying? That's exactly what I think. JFK Jr. is. Yeah, JFK Jr. is still alive. Robert Kennedy was in a live chat video. Those guys are probably the key. Yeah, he is still alive. It's part of the plan.
In other aspects of American government, and they definitely have tentacles at the heads of other governments around the world, Ukraine, China, several of these other trafficking networks, they still have the heads.
They're network hubs.
If you're new to the channel, my 2018 little sketch I did in the energy of JFK Jr. in 10 minutes, and then I actually framed it. 2018, when I did loads of videos on JFK Jr. still being alive, saluting his father, and never to give up, and to take these bastards down with the alliance. Sounds a bit far-fetched, but when you're looking and when you're researching, you begin to put the jigsaw pieces together and really realise the bigger picture, not the fake picture that people are shouting out against and thinking Trump is part of the dark side and he's a puppet. No, he's not. He can't be bought. He loved America for one point. They didn't. They didn't. He says it like it is. People get trolled. People get triggered because he says it like it is, like a real person. He's not going, oh, says it like it is. Get triggered because he's telling the truth.
Network hubs, yeah, they're network hubs. But they've lost control of one of the biggest players.
Yeah, thank you, Ute. What I remember most was the faces of the world leaders on the news the day after Trump got elected. They looked like it was the end of the world. They did, because they know it's the end of the world as they know it. Game
this
over.
Whole New World Order agenda, which is the United States of America. You've got U.S., you've got China, and Russia. Those are the three that...
Tiffany blue, yeah. Because it was Tiffany blue anyway. It was a black and white picture, but it's Tiffany blue.
Matter. Europe is so scattered that the European Union, okay, maybe. Africa has been systematically kept destabilized for the purpose of not uniting. That's why they took out Muammar Gaddafi, because he was going to unite Africa and bring...
No, they weren't acting. You can tell when people are acting and when people are not acting. It's just like Ricky Gervais at the last Golden Globe Awards. People will laugh going, he's a comedian. He was just saying it for a laugh. Yeah. Go and look at the celebrities' faces, trying to act like they're not bothered. What's he just recently tweeted out? He ain't joking.
in a gold dinar based on
That's
the gold
because
standard.
he can feel safer about saying certain stuff now because we know things are changing.
And he was going to claim back the resources. I was watching a
Gaddafi.
speech that he did, and he says,
Gaddafi knew.
why are we buying Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola? They come in here, they take all of our resources to...
That's why they killed him. Taking people's shit from people's countries because he wanted to be in control.
create their product, and then they sell their product back.
Yes, Philadelphia Bear, the Save the Children movement is growing. It's massive in Germany. I've got videos on that. I might be able to show you if you remind me at the end. Just let me write, can I write these down a minute? Just let me find a pen. So I'll probably forget. Pen. Oh, I've got a pen right in front of my face. Yeah, I've got Germany. It's growing everywhere. And the mainstream media have tried to report on, oh, the protests were only like thousands. I think there was 1 million or more. So mainstream media lying the tits off again, as most of us know. Germany, and I know someone who was in Germany and actually saw it with their own eyes. What else was it? I said that protest and something else I need to look at. I might be able to show you.
To us. Why aren't we making Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola? Why aren't we using our resources to benefit the African people? But according to Council of Foreign Relations documents that we had found while we were researching psychedelics, we stumbled across this on accident. It was very clear that the plan was we cannot let Africa unite because they will take over the world if we do. So that's why
Just
Africa
putting things in
isn't that
chat as well.
important in this scheme, because it's so destabilized. If it was a stabilizing force, then it could rival the U.S., it could rival Russia and China, and I mean, I guess you can argue.
Thank you, Gary.
Europe as well as one, headed by the monarchy, headed by the...
Thank you, Jennifer, for coming in and saying good people in here. Thanks for anyone who's new that's come in. Yes, there's a lot of good awakened souls in this channel, even if you're not believing everything. It's just about being open-minded. But this bit, what I was saying was the whole thing on Trump, which they've not got into properly. It's coming up to it. The other stuff, you can take or leave it if you don't believe it. But the whole thing about Trump is what's going on.
Roman Catholic Church as well, but they're at odds with each other too. Really, I would say the three big players is the United States, Russia, and China.
Yeah, Test Channel Operation Storm.
And that's
MAGA.
huge.
Whoop, whoop. Yep.
Did you want to jump in?
Well, and then when the anomaly entered the system,
Where we go one, we go on.
and it was kind of like an extra element being put into the game Go. That the deep state, whatever you want to call it, this oligarchy did not account for.
Yeah, Lucian.
And because of that anomaly, they started to lose control of not just the United States, but China as well.
China.
Or at least that link between the United States.
Gone. Yeah, I've got my other cup as well, but I broke this one. It's got a split in it. Hoo. Where we go one, we go all. Make the earth great again. Because Trump is part of the Q team. If you didn't know. If you didn't know. Just saying.
States and China
spies,
that was keeping the organ harvesting going.
New World Order is China. They wanted us in like China, the communists. That's why they're pushing all the stuff. That's why they wanted buying all the stuff there, because we've got nothing. They want you on everything. A lot of things come from China. Spies on us all the time. TikTok and everything. All them sort of things that you think are great and blah, 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 blah. Well, that's why Trump was shouting China out when Hillary was shouting Russia out. Well,
that was keeping the human trafficking going, at least in that particular area. It's being destroyed. And now we're hearing India as well, which is also another big trafficking hub, is also being dismantled.
Yes, India. That's why Trump went to India, and he went to the arena, and I don't know if you saw it, like millions of Indians were supporting him. They know what Trump's here to do, and the main big thing, apart from everything else that's going on, because it's very deep, is the children. They were taking children from India. They're taken from them sort of countries that we don't really hear about what's going on over there. They knew. That's why they give him a massive welcoming, in these countries, because of what he's doing. If you don't stand with Trump, you don't stand for the children. That's a fact. I don't care what anybody says. You're not supporting Trump. You do not support the rescue of these children and what's been going on. And if you don't, and you still think it's bullcrap, when you find out, which you will this year, you're going to feel sick about how you got manipulated to go against this guy and think that he was something from the dark side when he wasn't. I can guarantee it for a fact. I won't be eating my words. Doubt it very much.
So their power structure is slowly being chipped away. In some cases.
And it's not acting like a narcissist or being big-headed. It's called, I've done my research with a lot of other great patriots worldwide that are doing their research all over the place. The people who don't want to look at it just give excuses that they haven't got time, this, that and the other, blah, blah, blah. Or they don't understand the Q post when they go under, and they don't understand how Trump talks because they're not even taking time out, which you've had time out in the lockdown to do a lot of this stuff. But a lot of people don't want to say they were wrong. A lot they say very clever, very well in here about the whole thing of people are too scared to say, you know, I don't really think about that in the past. I don't really believe that anymore. Actually, I've realised that yes, things can change, and yes, I was wrong about that, and maybe things have changed. Well, it's changing because timelines are changing. If you're into timelines, then you should realise that timelines can change, and we're getting on this new time. We're on it. Someone came in to get us on it and to see, to open your eyes, to open your heart as well.
Very quickly being shipped away. And that everything that they're doing right now in the media, in our legislature, all these things are meant to get some of that power back.
People think who don't research that, oh, you're getting deceived. You think Trump's good? Well, he's really working for the side. That's how they're trying to get you. Oh, for God's sake, get a grip. I've said this before. People go on about manifesting in spirit, and you can't see what's coming right in front of your face. The whole world went against him. They didn't have to push this for nearly 4 years. All they had to do was let Hillary in. You don't have to put someone on the other side. They didn't need to do all that. They didn't need to do what they're doing now. But because he came in, they have to do what they're doing now. People still sleeping.
Absolutely. Black Lives Matter, Weather Underground, exact same thing.
Come November, I'd say you'll see a big change because that's the elections. They're trying to say that, you know, Trump said that, yeah, TikTok is selling your online details. All that does all that stuff, and kids are like, oh yeah, it's true. He'll say that, oh, he might be, the Gazara kick, that I can never say the Gazara kicks in. That's already started kicking in America. You know, oh, he's not going to go for the election, he's not going to run. He's just saying that because then the mainstream media will report on it. He will, and they're not going to get Biden in because they do say, oh, if he gets in, well, they're not because they've got so much shit and it's coming and they can't stop it.
That they did when they were destabilizing everything right after the Kennedy assassination, exact same plots and ploys are playing out right now. And the reason for that is because they've lost power. They were trying to gain power back then, gain full power, and so they had all of this chaos. Now they're trying to regain power. We're seeing the exact same script because it is a program. Right. We're in a computer simulation. So we see these programs repeating themselves over.
Whether you're into all that stuff with the computer program and all that doesn't really matter what basically is being said there. There's nothing new under the sun with what's been going on. It's history repeating itself, and that's why you can tell there's a change because people are standing up. But it's different to before. It's different. We didn't have as much as information as we have now to find out.
And over again. And it's easy to fall into the whole idea of left-right paradigm, the game is rigged, etc., etc.
Yes, is it I can't say that somebody's channel's show Save the Children march through Hollywood. Yes, Spiked got, it's had loads of views, millions, whatever, because they are doing a march in Hollywood for Save the Children in Hollywood, you know, because against all that. And so if people are not researching out there, all the stuff we've been talking about is coming out and people are realising the world is waking up and they're protesting against it. So I've still not had to come on here and say, retract anything, have I, as of yet? Me and Roxanne haven't had to retract anything we've been saying about Q and Trump. Only the days we thought certain things would happen, but we don't know all that because, you know, they try to not tell, you know, the sort of the deep state and all that, everything. So we just get that wrong because we've read certain dates on you know, the Q things. That's why I don't really talk about it now. I'm just watching it going on. We got told at Christmas, watch the show. It's a show being played out. Hi, Danny.
But when we do, what we've been programmed to
It
do.
is, Rachel. It is. I don't know if you've heard of them. I used to watch them, but because YouTube's the way it is, you don't get notifications even though I'm subscribed to them. Is Beyond the Veil. Tapper's put it in live chat quite a few times.
And it's because it just seemed like
Yes, Germany is kicking butt.
the most logical thing at the time.
Hi,
We've
Chewbacca.
been programmed to believe the New World Order is so huge it can never fall.
Yes, we know about Gazara and Azara. I can never say it. Global banking. Yes, rest money. Be back. Yeah, gold backed and all that. And it's already started in America with people saying that they've had the mortgages wiped out and this, that, and the other. There's one in them that starts in America, and then it will be for the world. We're all going on a reset. That's what's going on behind the scenes with all the other stuff. A lot of us know about that. Some people go, "Oh, it's this, that, and the other." Well, all the money's coming back to the people of the world. Every single one of us.
And we are so tiny, and
In
we
the
can
end.
never make a change. And all the energy work and Great Awakening and everything that we were trying to provoke was all basically for naught, because the
Or
New
if
World
it's just
Order
for
is
us.
going to come in.
Happening
You know,
big in
it's all for
America,
an
yeah.
individual level. We
Yeah,
can't make a
it's
change.
for a person.
That's why people say, "Oh, Trump's for America." Yeah, he's said America first, and then the world. It starts in America. What flows from America flows everywhere else because they're the big super. You know what I mean? Clearly see, that's why I stand for America. When people don't understand it, it's like, well, what happens in America happens over here. They are the last beacon of hope. America went down. Whoa, we'd all be going down with them. China would be coming in. We'd be like walking cyborgs. Well, most people are, because it is a night of the living dead of the apocalypse at the minute. If you've been outside.
It's
Matrix.
it's a personal.
Yes, the the C cure, etc. Yeah, 1939. Exactly. We've got all the cures, but the holistic things will come back in as if we've just found this, but it'll, because people are going to go off the reds. But yeah, we're getting it. The HCQ that they've been trying to suppress, and the doctors that are talking out, and they've been trying to they've wiped it off Facebook with me, they've wiped it off YouTube with me. People trying to get that out. Proper doctors talking about it. It heals a lot of stuff. A lovely lady came in chat the other day, and she said she's been on it and it's helped her. So we know the bull crap's going on.
Matrix, yeah. Oh, you're changing your personal matrix. I've heard that a
Right.
million
Yeah, you
times
almost
before.
did. Yeah.
But in actual fact, we're changing the entire matrix. It's huge, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself.
Yeah.
So, fast forward to 2016, the anomaly came into the system,
Trump.
and something happened that was not supposed to.
Trump.
See, the thing is, machines are predictable. Consciousness is not. That's why they cannot predict Donald Trump, because he's operating outside of the script. It's not a computer program anymore. Now we're in real-time events, which change the dynamic completely. But a lot of people get stuck in the left-right paradigm thing and say,
Right.
no, no,
Where they talk about this now, the left-right paradigm. This is the problem I've had with people on air who go against me and they think Trump is for the dark side, and they always repeat this crap. I've even heard it off friends and I've tried to tell them, no, he isn't side of the dark side. He isn't. You're repeating that crap. The way they explain it here, I'm like, this is why I'm playing this. I'm like, yep, you're still stuck on that timeline, and you're feeding that timeline. You're feeding that timeline.
no, the game must be rigged, the game must be rigged. I would say it's important to
That's where they say the game must be big. Oh no, it's not. It's this, that. Just take that back a little bit.
critically think about what Donald Trump, because he's operating outside of the script. It's not a computer program anymore. Now we're in real-time events, which change the dynamic completely.
Of course you do.
But a lot of people get stuck in the left-right paradigm
Yes,
thing
you do.
and say, no, the game must be rigged, the game must be rigged. I would say it's important to critically think about what is going
People
on
are not
and
critically
look
thinking.
at all of the elements and
Exactly. They're not looking what's going on. A lot of people I talk to will just quote off mainstream media. They won't look at anything else. It's like you can say, I can't watch that. They don't look at nothing else. Critically thinking about what's going on. If you're not looking at what's going on in the world, you don't have to be travelling the world to see. You can see it all over, people filming everywhere, like in Germany, what's going on, Hollywood. People won't do it. They won't look.
front of us, every action, every geopolitical move, so on and so forth, and then realize that no, the power structure has been taken away from them. They're not all powerful the way that they've tried to convince us that they are.
Try to convince us we're all powerful. I've said this. The cabal will fall. Yeah, it's already falling. Nobody but me. Yeah. It's been in for centuries and they're big and powerful. Yeah, it has, but they're not actually big and powerful. They've had to have minions working for them. They're not actually that many as you think they are. You've just had money and people working for them. So people who always feed into that, oh, they're not coming down, they're not coming down. Do you really want a world where they don't come down? Because you're just feeding into that fear, that manifestation of bringing that timeline in and keeping it there. Well, we're not having it. We don't stand for it. We're more powerful. We're the powerful ones. So when people say, oh, you think Trump's going to save you? No, he's just helping us to realise that.
We're the ones that are all powerful, and as a matter of fact, we came across a
Thanks,
CIA
Jerry. Thank you
document
for coming
that
in.
we
Any new
covered
people that I
about
haven't
3
seen,
years
thank you very
ago
much.
that says
Hi, good
the
servant.
very thing we're talking about, which is that we manifest consciousness on a collective level, and they
On a collective level, that thing's gone now of the past when, and I even think that, I thought, it used to be like, we do it ourselves. Yes, we used to, but it's a collective level now. That's why things are changing faster. Things change.
know how to manipulate us to manifest. I mean, we manifest reality. Our consciousness manifests reality, and we have been manipulated to manifest the reality that
Trump is with Q, and there's 10 in the group of Q, and 3 are non-military, which is Trump, we believe to be JFK Jr. Don't know who the third one is. And they are in from the JFK days, because that's when the alliance were coming in and trying to put all this together. And he found out, I think they asked him in the 1980s. Saying.
they want systematically. And people are now in 2020 circulating this document and going, did you know the CIA?
Yeah,
It's like,
MAGA.
we came across this 3 years ago. People should have been paying attention, but it's okay. The awakening is here. The apocalypse is here. The veils have been
yes.
dropped.
The veil's been
One of
dropped.
the things that drop the veils,
The veil of lies. The awakening's here, the apocalypse, because the apocalypse means the veil is lifted. It's the end of the world as they knew it. It's the start of our new world. That's what's coming. Hi to fifth world. Woohoo! But this is what I'm saying about when people don't understand about Trump and they just say he's working for the other side, he's part of the other side. Listen to this bit that's talking about Trump. I've said this to people, even to people in the spiritual community, go on about this because they think they see the bigger picture and they don't. It's nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with politics. That's why I'll stand up all day and every day. And I don't stand with them people who can't even see that.
in my humble opinion, is what we did in Egypt, May of 2018. We did a series of rituals within the Great Pyramid, several other temples. We saw physical manifestations happening. We did the Great Pyramid. It flooded for 3 days. We went to Abydos, did our ritual there. On
Fast forward
that the
a bit.
energy work actually worked. Fast forward to 2020. Well, before we do that, we came back with a countdown clock. 4 years and a few months. Fast forward to 2020, exactly 2 years later. The entire system is being shut down right now. At this point,
This is why they're shoving all the vaccines out and they, oh yeah, we're in lockdown, we're not in lockdown, we're in lockdown. Yeah. Free speech, got a mask on, they don't want you speaking out.
I can't go back and say, it could have just been a big ayahuasca experience. No. We here at BTV did something huge. All of us, the BTV tribe, we reset the damn matrix. We initiated the antivirus program. At this point, I can't deny it.
This is why I've been saying people in the spiritual community, that people have helped us to change the timeline. So it's not that thing of, oh, Trump's working for the other side, the same side of the coin. Yeah, that's how it used to be. You can clearly see, if you're actually looking and feeling, there's nothing, he is nothing to do with that side. He isn't a puppet. You can say what you want about him, or he says this, he says, yeah, maybe so. It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about what he's doing now. The weight of what's on that guy's shoulders is unbelievable. Because most people couldn't stand up there and do what he does. I could not stand up there without wanting to kill the people in front of me, who the mainstream media that stand in front of him and tell lies. Those reporters, very game player, but he's like that because he's a businessman. That's why they asked him to come in. He knows what's what. He knows what's to do. He knows about numerology. He knows about a lot of stuff. His uncle knew about a lot of stuff, and he knew Nikola Tesla. So he knows about a lot of stuff, if you get what I'm saying. Project Looking Glass. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. That's why people go mad because, oh, it's political. It's not to do with politics. Not to do with politics. It's so layered. It's unbelievable, but it's brilliant. Yeah, there's a lot of crap going on. A lot of people arguing. A lot of people falling out. A lot of shit happening. A lot of people getting hurt. But it's the greatest time to be alive, and we're actually part of the Great Awakening. It's amazing to watch. It's still hard because, I get into little arguments every now and again. But we sort of know what we're heading for. The end of the tunnel is the light. We all don't really know what's going to happen, but we know Trump will get in, and it's going to be great of how we're going to move forward. But let's listen.
Can't deny what I'm seeing physically. If anybody here can deny that the Matrix is being reset, then you're living in fucking La La Land.
Yeah, you're living in fucking La La Land. You can call it the Matrix, call it what you want. You don't have to be on board with what they're saying. Many people say many things for the same thing, whatever you want to call it. But what we are saying is you're living in La La Land if you can't see there's a reset. I said there was a reset. A lot of us have. In Easter, there's a reset. I drew the picture in this book. We're going for a reset, Federal Reserve, reset everything. I'm not sure about all this, but it will work out. Yeah, it's going to work out. This is what I say with in the spiritual community. It's working out anyway, whatever people believe. But I've seen light orbs around Trump, and you know, he is working for the light. And I've seen a lot of people in spiritual community who actually didn't like him, have realised what he's doing. But we all know we're going to the light, as in the information's coming out. It can't be stopped. You can see the breaking down of mainstream media. They've had loads of people outside CNN. They're getting a court case put on them as well. They Save the Children and all that. You can clearly see what's going on. But it is so deep. It's so deep. Yeah, I had a picture of there was the reset. This was a reset, Easter, reset, heart. This was a reset, love frequency. That was the picture that I did. Obviously, I've got a picture of liberty. That was my picture for freedom, because we are actually being set free worldwide. This is what it's all about. Being like a divine child. I was just talking about that at the beginning. Be childlike. They hate laughter. They hate joy. They hate love. So make sure you're pumping that out a lot. And I also did. It doesn't look like it's all right for a picture. I don't normally do men. I did this picture of a woman, and then I just did this picture of. It's meant to be. It's okay. I don't normally draw men. Nikola Tesla, and the energy of Nikola Tesla, free energy. The two worlds pulling apart, because that's how it feels at the minute with people moaning about this and going on about that. So yeah, just saying. It's all in the pictures. All in the pictures. Thank you. That's how stuff comes out of me and my artwork. So just carry on.
And you're not paying attention to what's going on. It's just simple as that.
The entire world has shut down.
I just know we're on the better timeline and we've got to stay on it.
Do you realize this? For the first time in modern history.
2 years after the Matrix reset.
Right.
At the halfway point
that we said would be the halfway point.
Not only that, but we identified...
Say the Mayan calendar was 2012, really. It was like 2020 vision. Well, it is 2020 vision because we're seeing. I can see it. That's why I'm still smiling. I'm not really bothered what people say. I can see things changing, feel things changing. I can see the energies in the sky, energies in people. People getting triggered is even showing you things are going on. She's queen and the Holy Spirit, liberty for children who's... Yeah. That's why she's drawn nicely on there. And a colour like Tiffany blue going on there. Electrical, what is it? Lilac-y blue.
Set as the enemy. Mm-hmm. COVID-19 vans have set
right
on
there.
The front of them. It's just showing you. We have a virus that we're dealing with, the coronavirus. The corona is the crown. The corona is the head. The head virus,
the mind virus,
has come to the surface. Because the antivirus is...
Yeah, the virus is just a distraction for the event that's coming, which is the elections. It's all about the election. And what's about to break, the information that's about to flood everywhere with Maxwell and everything, because it's massive. This is why I said you've got to get your mindset ready. That's why tomorrow evening, every Monday, we'll be doing a mind set for mind, body and spirit, just talking about stuff. Tomorrow's food. I just want people's sort of perception on food and like meat eating or not meat eating, free meat. Not to say who's wrong or right eating meat. It's nothing to do with that. It's not about arguments of who eat meat and who doesn't, who's a vegetarian and who's not, and you're wrong for eating this and you're wrong for that. I'm just coming for a chat about it and what people think about it. But then again, I'll talk about that tomorrow anyway.
Fighting the virus right now. The antivirus is bringing it up from where it was burrowed, exposing it to the light, and eliminating it. It's a glorious, glorious time.
Yeah, it is.
And I can't sit back and just think to myself, well,
yeah, that is what it's about.
Maybe it was all just one big coincidence. I'd be a fucking moron if I thought that.
I just reset my personal matrix.
I hear that. What if you reset your personal matrix? Then it's all...
See, people always say reset your personal matrix. I've even said that you have got to reset your personal matrix of you within, but it is slightly different now because we're all doing it collectively.
Schism.
Yeah,
then I'm the only real person in this fucking matrix.
And you do not exist.
Say that again.
Because time.
Yeah, it is.
And I can't sit back and just think to myself, well, Maybe it was all just one big coincidence. I'd be a
Yeah, just
fucking moron if I thought
I
that.
just reset my personal matrix.
I hear that.
Yeah,
What if you
that's-
reset your personal matrix? Then it's solipsism.
Yeah, then
then
it's
I'm the only
solipsism.
real person in this fucking
And
matrix.
you do
at
not
this point.
exist.
Yes, because the entire matrix all around us is being reset.
No, we don't know when John's coming out yet, but believe me, he will at the right time. I think he tried to, but you know, they're still out there.
Right.
The reason I illustrate that is because here we are in 2021, and this is where I was getting at. Did you want to jump in before I get to the 21
No,
timelines?
please do.
Okay. So what's going on right now is that we are at a major crossroad. The biggest crossroad that we've ever seen in the history of the Matrix. I don't know. I think
do
the
listen to
only other
somebody.
crossroad was the Akhenaten turning point. But I don't remember that. I don't remember much from then. I can talk about right now. We're at a huge crossroad. What we're going to see in 2021 is either the timeline shifting towards the antivirus or the timeline shifting towards the virus. Right now, they are battling it out like we've never seen before. Because as above, so below is a principle, the energies in the background have manifested physical events. The physical event that it's manifested.
Yes, JFK Jr. and his wife and other people have been at the Trump rallies in 2016, 17, and probably they've been dressed up. I've seen him. I did videos on him a few years ago. I did quite a lot of videos on JFK Jr. If you know, you know.
The antivirus has manifested is the Trump administration. The Trump administration is outside of all of this. It's not a left-right paradigm thing. Trump is not a Republican. Don't think that don't be so shallow as to think that Trump is a Republican. He is not. He's Trump. And so he's come in through the Republicans, which is great, but he's an outside element to all of this.
But what they don't know is I don't think they know that he's in the Q team, because a lot of people don't know he's in the Q team, and he is in the Q team. You know about the tweets and when Q drops. They don't know that, so I'm just saying I don't think they know that.
And if it goes in that timeline, we know that it's working. Is it going to work 100%? We can't foresee that much. I mean, everything is so volatile right now.
You
because
can see.
we're in real time.
You can see.
It's no longer a script. Astrology is really, really good for personal energies, but on a global level, it's not working anymore.
And I think there's things that don't work anymore that used to work in the past, but because we new things coming all the time and we change a little bit, I think that, like I've said, there's some things that work for some people, some things that won't. And that's why I say with the truthing community, sometimes they go, oh, this, it's like, yeah, but maybe them things don't work anymore that you were on years ago, because things have changed and things are moving and we're going with the flow. We're not staying stale, you know?
Off script. Nobody expected this to happen except for the team who made it happen. So we've got Trump in 2021. If it moves to Biden, again, Biden is just a puppet. He's just a tentacle. He's just what you see on the surface. But what is underneath Biden, buried deep, all the way down, is the virus. It goes Biden, the Clintons, the trafficking networks, the Soroses, all of them, all the way down to the energetic virus. If it moves in that direction, that means the virus has regained control. But we're not lost.
I actually think before the Dems even pull any card out, a lot of stuff's just going to come out. It's all recorded. They've got all the shit. They've got the shit and everyone. It just come out. They've got videos. I'm sure I've just seen something today saying they're going to be released. They've got everything. So I just let them push it to the elections and watch what happens.
Because we have another access point that we can do and another antivirus that is much, much, much more powerful than the one we unleashed in Egypt. But it's much more destructive at the same time. I don't want to use that option, but we can if we need to. Us, we, the programmers.
Because I'm not saying I'm into all this, I'm just saying when we're talking about Trump.
You know who you are. We have that other option.
Yeah.
Use it.
I've seen JFK Jr. on pictures and videos.
So it's a last resort, in my humble opinion. However, I want to see what happens in 2021. And after that, we can figure out what's going on. But this is the
We'll see what happens in November.
Why the Trump timeline is so important.
Yeah.
I don't care about your feelings.
No.
I don't care if your feelings are hurt by Trump.
Neither do I.
I don't care about any of that.
Care.
I care about
less.
what's happening with the antivirus program. Where is this moving? That's why when people come and they say, oh, he's part of the agenda, he's part of this, he's part of that, etc., etc. Okay, if I'm totally misreading the energies, I'll give you that for just a moment, hypothetically. If I'm totally misreading the energies, we're in the exact same place we are if it goes down the Biden timeline. I know I'm not going to push the Biden timeline. I'm not going to push the deep state timeline. I'm going to push
Listen.
the other timeline. We only have two options. We only have two crossroads. There's no third option here. Trust me, if there was a third option, I would love to do the third option. And I hear the same bullshit repeated all. Well, we can take personal responsibility and this and that. Okay, we've already done that. That's what's brought us here. We've already taken personal responsibility. We've already claimed personal power.
That's what a lot of us have done. Taking responsibility and taking their own personal power so things can move forward. There's still a lot that needs to do. There's enough of us.
That's why we are at the matrix reset point now, because enough of us have done that.
Enough. It didn't have to be the whole world. I've even said that. I even know that. It didn't have to be. They will still wake up. They will still have to go through the coming to yourself. But there's enough.
Now we have to steer it in the right direction.
I think you're absolutely right. And I just want to point out, if we don't know for sure what's going to happen if Trump gets elected, but we know 100% for sure that if Biden is elected,
Which he won't.
it will unleash chaos.
We know that.
We know that 100%.
Oh, yeah.
We are 100%
This
And
is
it's going
serious.
to be chaos like we have never seen before.
Yeah.
China.
Why? Because the oligarchy has lost control.
Right.
And has regained it.
Right. And
They
they
are
will
going
never
to
let it
ensure
go.
that it would never, ever, ever happen again.
Right.
Total system lockdown.
It would be, yeah.
Remember, I don't
It
think
would
they
be
know about Q.
impossible. Life in America, if not the entire world.
Yes, Chris, Trump did, it showed you on mainstream media, Trump did choose a JFK Jr. presidential desk, because there's 7 desks, that number again, there's 7 desks you can choose from in the White House, and he chose JFK. I wonder why. And also, he talked about, if you've seen the video, I haven't got it on me, oh, that's where JFK Jr. used to hide in the little bit opens up, but it's the way he said something about JFK Jr. is here, or something like that. He didn't say was, he said is, because we all know he is. And that was said a bit ago. Past proves the future, future proves the past. If you're doing your own work, you'll know damn well what I'm talking about. If you don't, you don't.
Would be completely untenable for organic consciousness.
The entire
It would be
world
bad.
will be China on steroids.
Yeah,
Right.
China on
That's their
steroids.
plan. The reason for this is because we're dealing with a vampiric reptilian type of entity,
Yeah, or energy.
which is consciousness infected by this virus. So it all leads right back to the
Trump
virus.
was friends with
makers.
JFK Jr. They knew each other. JFK Jr. was also friends with Princess Diana. What did she know?
If the virus prevails, the physical manifestation of this virus wants to keep us, all of us.
Thank you, that means a lot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say your name now. Is it Jermaine Love? I might be getting that wrong. Hi Dolly, as usual, great work. Been following you for a long time now. So proud of you, one true voice of hope in the UK. Thank you. I've just been speaking the truth. I know I'm not saying I get everything right. I don't do deep Q codes because I don't understand half, but I know enough about it because I was there at the beginning and I have researched, and people can see now. I'm hoping you can see that people who say that Q is a psyop and this, that and the other and Trump is bad, you're actually seeing things going on and scratching your head. If anything, you're scratching your head. The reason why I come on and I can't not talk about Q in my chats, like I said, Monday evenings are going to be for mind, body and spirit, of just talking about like more spiritual stuff and healing, what we need. But any other time in the week, it's going to be about Q and Trump. So Mondays won't be about that. But the whole point is why I come out, speak up on camera. I'm not in fear of showing my face or talking about what I believe in, is because I feel that this is true and I'll defend it all the way. I'll defend this guy. I support Trump wholeheartedly. It's not because he's a saviour or he's coming to save us. He's showing the people to save yourself and to stand up in the light and the truth of source, God, whatever you want to call it. Stand up, because that's what it's about, the sword of truth, cutting through the bullshit of MSM, the bullshit celebrities, not all the celebrities, by the way, and all the people that stand on the side of the dark. Yeah, it all has to be in balance, but these people that have lied and turned a blind eye, or the people that just can't be asked doing the research, they don't want to really look at spiritual. Some spiritual people, I spoke to someone this weekend, do not want to see the data. I don't want to see it. I don't like all that stuff. It's all about light. No, Being a spiritual person is not all talking about the light. You have to know the bullshit, see the bullshit. You just don't stay in it because it will depress you. That is not a true spiritual person. That it's not. You have to see the dark. You can't move forward, because that's the problem we've had before, because people want to turn a blind eye. Our government wants to turn a blind eye, and the people involved with the shit in the UK with the children, that's been swept under the carpet for 40 odd or maybe 50 years with what's going on in this damn country. But it's not this country, it's worldwide. And this is when I get feisty about things, because I think people just want to turn a blind, oh, it's not happening to my kids. Oh, right. So what? Turn a blind eye? Well, it's never going to change, is it? They've always been in control. Oh, right, so just sit back down then. Well, when the world starts waking up and everyone starts talking about it, you can clearly see everybody's talking about it. We're all in a lockdown worldwide. It's a worldwide thing. And everybody's talking about it. And when it all hits properly, which it's trickling out because that's the way we've got to do it, so everyone's head doesn't explode, when it all comes out, the big stuff, people are going to be like, oh my God, do you know what I mean? We ain't sitting down and shutting up. We're not sitting down and shutting up. If I've ever been wrong about anything in my life, this isn't a big thing of like, people want to be famous, that's why they stood here talking. We don't have these big channels that these big channels have, because some of these big channels like Alex Jones are full of shit. Yeah, they put the truth out, but they're also full of crap to distract you to a different way, because if he knew anything, he'd know Trump was a good guy. It doesn't mean he said things right in the past, or he might have done things wrong. You've all done things wrong in the past, and you've all said things wrong in the past, people, and you've hurt people, even if you haven't known it. Don't lie and don't say you haven't, because we all have. It's all about learning and learning from mistakes and stuff like that and so forth and so forth. That's how we transcend, we transform ourselves. We're all going through that. That is a fact. It's not about then, it's about the now. And what's happening now. You want to turn a blind eye, you are working for the dark side. You're feeding into that energy. It doesn't mean you have to have a platform to stand on if you don't want to get on YouTube. It just means talk your truth. If someone in your family or friends tried to say so, it doesn't, yeah, you might get into argument, but I've had a few with people I know, but I'm not going to sit down and say, yeah, okay then. Because you can clearly see it happening in the world. We're not in lockdown for nothing. It's not really about the virus. But people get so naffed off because they'll say, how dare you say this? This thing's going on. Well, yeah, people forget people die all the time. It's not nice and there's stuff going on. And we're not saying people haven't died, but we're saying there's something going on behind that. There's a massive distraction as well going on. The mask stands for a muzzle. It stands for, you know, what's free speech? Bow down. They want you on your knees. But you can clearly see, if you're actually looking properly at what's going on in the world, and you're looking for alternative news, and you're seeing what people are putting out there, like what's happening in Germany right now, and in Hollywood, and you're looking, you can clearly see there's something going on. And we're all in it together, because that's why the world's been in lockdown. Has this ever happened before with any other flu or anything or whatever's going on? No. Why is it happening now? Because shit's going on behind the scenes. Shit's going on behind the scenes. Not that you'll get told about it just yet, but you can clearly see there's something going on. And if you don't, I don't know where your head's at. It's under a rock somewhere, because you don't want your bubble burst. You don't want to know. You don't want to believe these things are happening. Well, they are. It's not nice, but like I just said before, the only way we get through this for a new world, whatever you want to call it, for new solutions, is to know what was happening. How the hell do you bring something new in if you don't think there's a problem? Because you all want to be airy-fairy. I mean, I'm airy-fairy, but I know what's going on. It can't be all like, oh, I'm not, it's all right, I'm just looking at all the things that are really nice, but I'm not looking at that bit over there because it's not really happening. Yes, it is happening. Yes, it is. But like I said, it's not staying in there looking at the videos, and if videos comes out, you've got to watch them. No, you don't have to. You don't have to with the kids and stuff. It's really horrible. That's why they put films out there in horror films, because some of that in horror films is actually what's going on. That's why I don't watch stuff like that. I know about it. I don't need to keep feeding it, but I know enough to be aware of, we're not standing for this no more. And I'm putting up with this shit no more. That's been going on for centuries, doing this to kids. We're not having it. Because people who are really loving people and have empathy and love for others do not want this happening worldwide. Doesn't matter what country you live in. Nowhere. course, acknowledgement of it happened. I'm not into all that bullshit of people saying acknowledgement. You need to see it. And I'll tell you where the fact is on that, like in this country, it's been swept under the carpet for 40 or 50 more years about paedophilia in this country with certain BBC celebrities and things going on with certain people from certain places around the world that have come in. They do certain things to kids that people have been talking on about, this, that and the other, that most of us know. And the BBC and that cover it all up and all that stuff that's going on. It's been swept under the carpet. So people just get on with their lives because they think it's not going on. Well, it is going on. And that's why they don't want to talk about it. And that's why they're not reporting on it in mainstream, because it goes on worldwide. They're talking about a virus yet they don't want to talk about child trafficking. What? No one wants to look at that. I don't see no celebrities talking out about it, do you? No. Saying. Yeah, just going on a bit of a rant there because it does really frig me off when people don't research. Really, really does frig me off. But, like I said, people say, well, you know, it's all going good. Yeah, but you still have to be aware of what's going on so we keep that momentum going of, you know, we are winning this. We are on that timeline. But you can't just fall back to sleep and go, oh, yeah, that's it now. No, we keep pushing. We keep bringing that energy in, that frequency. We keep it. We're not letting them bring it down. Yeah, the virus is a paedophile. Yeah, it is.
They're tired of trafficking. They're tired of their networks getting shut down. They're tired of doing this in the shadows.
Well, they'll try to.
They're ready to do it and just make it the way the Matrix functions. Which means...
Yeah, but that's the thing again, Justice, isn't it? You always come in saying something. Yes, but how shining a light enables combat, how Johnny Rotten outed Savile. The thing is, like I've just said, if you go back to this video, that was then when they were more affiliated. There was more people they could talk out about it, but they just get made look like they were a druggie or this, that and the other, because that's shown out there. There's things with Brian Harvey that's brought stuff out. They make to sound the mad like Mel Gibson. It was more in the clutches. Timelines have changed. It's different now. And Trump's in. So this is what I'm trying to say. It's different. People need to stop bringing that bullshit in, because that bullshit of that coming in, if when people keep going on about that, is on that timeline. I don't stand for that. That's all people say. They don't want to go, they go, oh yeah, but what? Yeah, that was then. We're not talking about then. This is now. We're not talking about what someone said then and it didn't come out. Why did they say that? And Jimmy Savile this and Jimmy Savile that. Yes, we know about that. We know what Morgott said when he died. It's not about then, it's about now, and you can clearly see people talking out like Ricky Gervais. You can clearly see the Great Awakening happening. So people need to stop bringing up the past, because as much as it matters. That doesn't, it's what's happening now. It clearly is happening now. So people need to stop going on about, but what about, because that's all people say. And a lot of people in the spiritual community go, oh yeah, well, what about this? We're not talking about that now. It's all we're talking about the now. Yes, it's not nice that happened and we didn't know and we didn't find out, but it's about now and it is happening. So stop going back to the past, even though this is what we're stopping. But we don't need to go, why are people not looking at what's happening now? They go on about the past all the time, but they won't go and research what's happening now. This is what gets on my nerves. You know what I mean? How about researching now? Because we're not there. We're here. It's all about the now. It's all about the now. So do your research, people.
Depends.
Automatically.
Yeah, the past is gone. It's not nice, but...
Plucked and fed upon anytime they want. Yeah. We're not going to let that happen.
Oh, sorry, Revel said, sorry, Laurie, dude was trying to knock Dolly's off as well. Yeah, they won't knock me off. They try and chat, but I don't get many idiots that come in chat. They just come in chat, but it's good for some people to say stuff like that, because I'll just come back with something, and that is the truth. Don't keep coming in with the bullshit of the past. We all know about the past, nothing new under the sun, but it's clearly different now to what it is then. There's more people talking out than there ever was. There's more celebrities trying to talk out, and they're not getting bunked off now like they used to. So don't come with that with me, because it's about the now. Just saying, there's my slogan, saying.
We would
it's true though.
All these masks things are about. What do you think the forced vaccine?
Oh, look what happened then with Bill Clinton or the Bushes. Yeah, because they were for that side. Trump is totally different. Same thing. It's all about the now. It's not about the then. Yes, it's not nice what happened then, but it's all about the now. We can't do nothing about that, of what happened to the people then. People who've died, kids, this, that. We're doing it for the now, though. This is what it's all about. Please research what's going on now and stop going on about the past.
Vaccines are about. What do you think the whole healthcare for all is about? The healthcare is for all is so they can have control
Yeah,
over
we have to
your
keep speaking
body.
truth, exactly.
Then you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't do anything without having your vaccines, so on and so forth. I mean, if you look at the, as we mentioned yesterday, if you look at the vaccine for coronavirus, distinction between the coronavirus and between the virus and the system that we're talking about, people get confused though when I say
We're gonna have to
virus.
say COVID or coronavirus.
Yes, I did shout that out before. California just had a protest in Hollywood at CNN this week. Silence from MSM. Yeah, so silence from MSM that they're having a protest against Save the Children. Why is the silence about saving the children? Can't think why.
Yeah.
The
But it's coming out. Yeah,
vaccine
Antifa are all paid
is most
from
benign
that.
vaccine that you can possibly make. No adjuvants, no preservatives. It's a pure vaccine.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go get it. I'm just saying that's the one that Trump.
Talking about the HCQ, you know, it's dead cheap. It cures a lot. A woman came in the other day and said it's cured a lot. But they don't want to have it. That's why they're trying to suppress the information. Trump took it in March as well.
chose to back. He could have backed any other ones, but he chose to back that one. I think that goes to show where he is in his consciousness and
Right.
what he's thinking about if he's going to back a vaccine with no adjuvants,
Well, it's a
no
tablet, isn't it?
preservatives.
Yep.
Yeah.
No
Because
dead monkeys,
the
Yeah.
no
dumbasses
dead
out
babies.
The
there-
HCQ, because I can't say the
Yeah.
long
The
word.
mask
Yeah.
thing, in my opinion, is also indicative of how we're going to see the Trump timeline play out. He didn't force businesses to shut down. He didn't force people to wear masks. This is all
Right.
governors. And I think what he's doing is he's giving them enough rope to hang themselves with.
That's clearly what he's doing. I've said that before. He's giving them enough rope to hang themselves with and the mainstream media so they can report the shit they want. Looks like Trump's saying something. He just does it to trigger him to do something, say something. And then the government's over there say something. And that's what it's all to do, to give him enough rope to hang himself, because they are hanging themselves and you're going to see it. Hello from Dallas. Hi, Eric.
And it sucks while he's giving out that rope, but he's giving them the rope because ultimately he's going to hang them with it.
Right.
But we know with Biden, it's forced masks all across the board. It's forced shutdown of your businesses. It's forced vaccinations. Then you can't go here, you can't go there, and it gets closer. It starts to close in.
Yeah, I just said that they are now suppressing the HCQ as it allegedly cures a lot of illnesses. Yes, it does more than people know, and they've had it out for years in India and stuff like that. It's not, people say it's for malaria, it's for much more than malaria, but they're trying to suppress it. Now Fauci wants goggles. Yeah, I said that the other day. I started laughing, said Fauci wants people to wear goggles now from the virus, and I said if people start wearing them, I just won't be able to go out and look at people. I'll be like, are you that much of a, you know, how high can you jump? And you're going to jump when they say how high. Fauci's going down anyway. Fauci's going down. But Trump puts them there to hang themselves. People go, yeah, but Fauci, like Trump Trump gets them to speak. Trump hasn't said anything. He gets them to speak, gives them the rope to hang themselves with.
Close in and close in and close in.
Cures many things.
And
It's
I
been
think
out
to
for
myself,
years.
what Alex
Hi,
Jones-
Charmed Superior. Yo, long time as no see. How's it going, Dolly? All Americans in chat need to vote for. They know in this channel about Trump, and they will all vote for Trump in their life. They know. Like I said, Charm knows me from another channel and where I used to go, and I've been shouting out Q and Trump for ages, especially that if people didn't know that Trump was part of Q. Looks like I haven't had to eat my words on anything. Yeah. We know all too well how bad it would be if Joe and Sniffy Dog. Yeah, exactly. So, and he's not going to get in. You know, he's not going to get in. No one in malaria countries was getting virus, but much as no one in the malaria country was getting the virus because they have the HQ. What's it called? The HCQ, and it's about 25p to make. So Big Pharma don't like it. They are suppressing it. If you haven't seen the video of all the doctors, 20 doctors, not one proper doctors, shouting out about it, they've tried to suppress it. Why would they do that? People go, oh yeah, well, it's got to be true. Well, it is the truth. You know, they've had it out for years. You only need to go and research that. So I said people need to do the research. I've been saying this year in, year out. Go and do your research and stop listening to other people,
talking about 10 years ago.
especially MSM.
That we jumped on it first, stopped believing, now we're right back to it. They're trying to push everybody into these prison cities, Judge Dredd style. Everybody's locked up. They can pluck whoever they want at any time. Is it going to be people getting thrown into FEMA camps? No. Maybe
No.
at a small level.
They were going to do that.
Yeah.
But they want people in prison cities where they can access, and they want to have full access to everything.
They mention Alex Jones in a minute, but we know Alex Jones says truth, but he also is the biggest frigging deep state out there. POTUS voters are going to be out. They are going to be out in force. There's a lot of people under the radar that say they don't like him, and they do. And it was a landslide that he won it out when he got in. It wasn't like, oh, he only won it, but no, it was a landslide. It was a landslide. You watch what happens. I can't wait. I'll be having popcorn out, party poppers. I'll be on here live watching it. You can see my reaction. I've got 2 bets on it. Oh yeah.
You don't vaccinate your kid, they can take them.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't school them the right way, they can take them.
Well, and-
There's all kinds of reasons why they can come and
Take
take
your
you
kids.
or your children. And this is the future that the Biden timeline is going to bring us.
Well, and another
Now you come in and say a lot of silly things, and I've had to say, we'll leave you in there, not really gonna be answering your questions. I've answered them before.
element to that, and I just want to point this out real quick, is the fact that they're not going to let your kid go back to school.
Yeah, one of the
It's
doctors
elected-
has been sacked about speaking out for the HCQ for shouting out about it. She got sacked. Why? It doesn't really matter because it's all coming out. People know what's going on worldwide. Getting a ringing in the ears again. They know what's going on worldwide.
They're going to keep the schools closed indefinitely, and instead of your kid going to school and
This is
being
what they would want.
brainwashed there, they're going to bring the
No,
brainwash
he won't
into your
win.
house. And if you don't let that in your house, then you're
Yeah,
basically
exactly,
accused of not-
Revel. The silent majority is a giant. Oh, it's trying to disconnect then. We are. That's what people don't know. You know when you've got a picture of, the demon rats. You know when you've got a picture of an iceberg and you think it's, these are the voters. No, it's what lies underneath. Believe me. Suppression of what they say. They'll say Joe Biden's won. They'll put it out in media. If Trump won, that's what they're saying on air. That's what they'll say. But it won't happen because I'm telling you now, MSM will get taken down right at the right minute. They're just being put out there to hang themselves. So you're just coming in with the same old boring thing.
letting your kid go to school. And if that happens, then CPS gets involved. You see how this is working?
Let me throw in an element to that.
Yeah.
We've seen cases in the past where kids were sent home with laptops and iPads. Those laptops and iPads are school issued. They can turn those cameras and microphones on at any time,
Anytime.
and they have
And they
in
have.
the past. Now
Listen to
imagine
private
this happening on
conversations.
a whole countrywide level now.
Right. And then on top of that, we know what happens to these.
Yeah, they want the kids in masks. I said to someone the other day because my kid was going somewhere, like they got a mask on. Putting a kid in masks, never mind adults. It's still human rights abuse. Is child abuse. It's child abuse. It's cutting your circulation off. You're breathing into that. You'd be breathing germs all over yourself anyway. If you had a virus, you'd be breathing it back into yourself. That's what they want anyway. What if something's on them masks? You don't know that. It even says on the box they don't work. You need oxygen. You can't be breathing stuff back in.
It's once CPS takes them.
And then go and get your vaccines and
Yeah,
watch what happens.
Right.
Off Bill Gates.
So,
Go and
Yeah,
do
that's how
that.
we're going to do it.
So when people come at me and say, "Oh, you're so unenlightened if you support Trump,"
You
yeah,
don't
no,
like it.
Yes, it is part of the show. That's what I've been shouting out for ages. It's the drip effect on the normies because they're going to lose the shit. We lost ours a bit ago and then got round it. It is part of the drip effect. You can't put all the frogs into a pan. You have to heat them up slowly. You can't chuck them into boiling water. That is what's going on. That's why a lot more people are scratching their heads. I've had conversation with friends this week and they're all like, and they're like, oh, even certain things you said about the monarchy and all that. I'm like, yeah, just keep watching. Keep critical thinking, people.
I have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you have no idea what you're talking about.
idea what we are up against here.
Yeah.
And you have no
I
idea.
did use my taxi. It
why
comes in all the
Trump
time.
is
It's like,
our
you're not
only
listening.
hope
Yeah, he
in
really
this
is our only
situation.
shot.
Taxi. Can't be bothered with
have
people.
never liked the guy
I'm not.
personally.
Someone said the other day, I'm not. There's all this we're helping each other. But I'm not into. It's just. I haven't got much time for just whatever. Go and do your research or don't do your research. Whatever.
I understand why he's there, and I
Yeah,
understand.
your immune system
why-
needs to fight, and you need oxygen. We've had all this stuff in the past, never had to war nothing. It is out there, and it is out there in writing that it's a human right abuse to have to be wearing a mask. So
He's the only one that could do this because he's the only one he's the only president of the United States I've ever heard say anything about these global trafficking networks.
Oh yeah, Alison, Jennifer Matt, yeah.
He's pointed it out.
He's the only one that's pointing out. People say, oh, he's just saying that he's still working to that. Well, they wouldn't point it out, would they? They wouldn't be pointing it out. They don't want it pointed it out. But like I said, they didn't really believe it. He's the only one who stood up. if he's anything, but he's the only one who stood up.
several times. And that tells me that's something he cares about.
He used the military during this lockdown to go stop traffickers.
The biggest thing you can research, there's lots of channels out there. I don't know if anyone can put stuff in chat, because I mean, I've talked about this for nearly 4 years now, and I can't remember who used to watch, and I don't see a lot of it now because of YouTube suppressing stuff. But it's Joe Maspo's channel. It'll show you Q the Plan to Save the World in easy, simple little films where people go, oh, it's just this, it's just that. If you watch it, it makes sense. You've got Killing the Mockingbird. You go over to Joe Maspo's Q the Plan to Save the World. You've got Weekend Warrior. You've got the best one you can watch, and he has a financial one and up to date of what's going on, is X22 Report. You've got to be careful. Yeah, X22 Report. You've got to be careful because there's a lot of people out there that talk about Q and they don't know nothing about him, or like people like Alex Jones, they put a bit of truth out there, but they are actually distracting you from other stuff. And there's people out there like, oh God, I can't even remember his name. Watch out for the guy who's called himself Austin somebody, who says he's Q. No, he's not Q, because Q doesn't come out like that. Go over to QAnon.pub. Google it. I know what Google is, but go on to QAnon.pub. You can go through right from the beginning of 2017. Go through it. Take your time. If you're in lockdown, you've got time to do it. It's better than watching TV. You don't want to be watching that. Paying your license or anything. Go back and research everything, and you'll see in real time now the cabal are falling and things that have happened with celebrities, this, that, and the other. You will see it all there. People who are doing the research know. There's great channels. I can't think off the top of my head. Yeah, Austin is fake. I didn't even need to watch his channel to know he's fake. But you've got to be careful. There's a lot of people who are fear-mongering about Q and Trump. And even if, you know, you've got to be careful. If they're fearing you, it's bollocks, basically. Yeah, there's some in there. X22 Report, Jennifer Mack, Linda McAllister. You've got Kellyanne Hub News, who does all the JFK Jr. stuff. You've got the Keystone Channel, lovely Dutch lady, talks about Q and JFK Jr. with Kellyanne, but she's also doing a lot of healing stuff. Yeah, there's the documentary out, The Shadows, you need to see that. There's loads of stuff. You will come across stuff, but be careful because there's a lot of people out there trying to put you off certain things, especially like Alex Jones. So yes, but the basic thing is there's not much you can do if you've not been into Q from the beginning, because it's all happening now, and you're going to see a big wake up in November to do with the election. It's all to do about that, and I mean, you're seeing it now. You know where to look. You're seeing it now. Q stands for Question Everything and Research Yourself. It's not one person. It's a group of 10, 3 non-military. Trump's in that, and white hats all over the world, which is an alliance that's been in since probably the 1950s or just before. So yeah, just saying.
He came out on coronavirus.
No, Trump apparently said that he was going to delay the elections, but, you know, I think he's just saying that because Trump says things, so the MSM jump on it, so then they go and say something, and then he comes back and says something else. You know that he'll be going for 4 more years, or if someone else stands in, but he says things to totally confuse MSM. That's how it works, and then they report on bullshit, and that's how it goes.
And said, yeah, we're deploying the military to go stop these traffickers here, et cetera, et cetera. CNN, MSNBC cut away. They cut away from.
Like I said, when JFK Jr. comes out, that heard around the world, that story of why, for a lot of people would wake up who, you know, the elder generation.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about here, but we're
here for the coronavirus information.
Coronavirus stuff. Yeah. This is happening.
Yeah.
And they're trying to cover it up big time.
Yeah. So this is not about the left-right paradigm. This is about children being trafficked.
Yes.
And
ultimately
someone shutting them down.
Yes.
You know.
Ultimately the virus.
It's ultimately about the virus
versus the virus.
Humanity.
It is.
That's all it is.
So that's where we are now in 2020. I told you at the beginning of the year.
2020 vision.
Mm-hmm. Everything is being exexposed.
Everything
is being revealed.
Yeah.
That's why Trump said we need crystal clean air, crystal clean waters. Yeah. Fluoride and all that. Yeah, Trump is cutting off the deep state's money worldwide and their assets worldwide. Why do people think they killed Gaddafi and certain people that made it out as this, that, and the other? And it wasn't. Not saying these people were brilliant, but
I think we covered everything. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's perfect.
Okay.
So
good deal. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. And that's where we are right now in 2020. Mm-hmm. 2021. Things are going to change. I would leave you with this, though.
I did JFK Jr. stuff a year or so, 2 years ago. It's on my channel at some point. 2018, because that's when I did the picture. I did a lot on Vincent Fusca and stuff and numerology on it all. But Kellyanne Hub News goes really in depth on it. There's loads of people, you know, if you find the right channels.
I would say that it's important to think critically. It's important to let go of your preconceived notions of reality. All
Yeah.
the fucking programs that we fucking ran in the past, let it all go. Because we're not.
All the programs we run in the past, let go. And this is what I'm saying to some people out there who just can't get their head around it, even in the spiritual community. You need to let go. It's not the same now.
Running a program at this point. So we can't use the programs that we have been instilled with in the past to view reality right now.
Right.
We can't say it's left-right paradigm bullshit, all puppets are connected, etc., when they're not.
Exactly.
That was the case until 2016.
Best thing he said, all puppets are not connected. No, Trump isn't connected. He's not a puppet.
It's no longer the case
Yeah,
now.
that stuff needs.
Yes, you're right, Rachel. Gaddafi was trying to make things better in his country. They didn't want people sticking their nose in. That's why they got rid of him. I'm not saying he was like the best man or whatever, but they were doing certain things that country. And JFK knew about that. JFK knew. So like I say, do your research, people, and you'll find out the truth. Some of it's not nice, but the evil that these people have done, even, I don't know if they're bringing it up now, I think they do actually before they go, of how it's just been a silent war.
Go out the window now.
Yeah.
It's no longer.
When you can't find the truth because they've been suppressing it, this is why I said it's a war of information and a war on consciousness and spiritual war as well. This is why.
relevant to right now. So
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
feel
yeah.
bad about, going back on something you said 10 years ago.
Yeah, the truth is there for those who want it, Monica. There's some people who just don't want to know the truth because they think it's going to benefit them in some way. It's not, because all these people, all the naysayers, you people are going to be ones, you're going to be sat in the truth of the light, but you're going to be watching everyone around you. You can't say, I don't want to know, it's not going to happen, I'm not bothered. You're going to be bothered when it all comes out because the whole world's going to be talking about it, part of the Great Awakening. They're all going to be talking about it, like, oh my God, we nearly got into this, this and this. Everyone's going to be talking about it, and you're going to see the truth whether you like it or not, and you're going to have to come to that. It's not about the ones trying to tell the truth, oh, I told you so, even though we probably go, well, we did tell you so. Not in a big-headed way, we were trying to. But it's the whole thing of, there's no getting away from this. There's no not going to be able to see because it's dark to light. You're going to see it whether you want to or not, because it's all anyone's going to see when the mainstream media gets down and the truth, the big bits, the juicy bits come out. Not all nice, but there's no getting away from it. You can't hide anywhere not to see it.
Things have changed and things are going to continue.
Yeah, truth will set you
change,
free.
and they're
Truth
gonna
is
change
power,
in
good or bad,
huge,
it's-
huge ways.
it's-
So if you're already having trouble dealing with that amount of change now, brace yourself, because it's going to be the entire construct is
Yeah.
going to be transformed in
Yeah.
the next 18
And it
months.
is.
Right.
And it's just a matter
People
of
go, I don't want to be governed, I don't want to be there. No, govern yourself. But what we're saying is, when them constructs, when these systems go, it's like, no, you take the bad people out of the system and you put good people in, and then over time those systems might change to something more holistic and this, that, and the other. So people moan about all the time. I'm like, get a grip. Realise what's going on.
which way it goes.
Yeah. There was one more point I wanted to get in.
Yes, thank you, Monica. There's loads to look forward to when we get past this year. I won't even say it's this year. There's still going to be stuff going on and processes of court cases and this, that and the other, but that's still a good thing. We want to see that. There's still people that are going to need help and healing and all this stuff that goes along with it. But we're going to good things. People go, oh, whatever. It's like, yeah, well, we are, but we still need to go through the shit to get there. But it is a good thing. Keep your eyes on the light.
It's all ego. Don't let your ego get in the way of things. I hope that I've been a good example.
Yeah, it will be a bit
Those
nasty,
of
but
you
like I said,
who
so
have
what? It will be,
followed
but
along
we've got to go through
here at
this.
Beyond the Veil, you've heard me backtrack on so many things.
Yeah, the US Constitution and your monarchy were stolen from the people long ago. Yeah, exactly. It will all come out. It affects it. That's why the monarchy is fell apart, and the mainstream media just got, oh yeah, she's a bit upset. She don't want to come back to the palace. Well, the palace is boarded up, and they've took the crest off. But yeah, and then Prince Harry and his wife have gone moving to America. Yeah. It's not the real story behind it, though, is it? And we don't need a monarchy. It fell. The Vatican's fell as well, but, some people just don't want to look.
As new information comes into the sphere, we can't stop at one particular place and ignore everything that's going on because we've already made our
You can't ignore it. Yeah, because people have made their mind up years ago, oh no, it can't come in, this, that. They've made their mind up years ago. It's like, no, you're ignoring the truth that's going on. Wake up.
conclusions.
Right.
Because if we're wrong about something or if we change our perspective, then it
Yes, Revel. COVID is a psychological operation to disturb the election, just like George Floyd. We can see it. Oh, yeah, we can see it. Some people can't. They will do. They will do.
jewel turkey.
It's not their fault, 'cause remember, we've all been there where we've been asleep, but we woke up. They will. Yeah, I say that. A user with no name. We all know that about the monarchy. They fell. We don't like them. We don't need them. They're horrible. Covering people up.
Time. Don't let
Well, whether or not that guy is the true king or not, I don't know. I'm not really with that or anything. I don't talk about it, but whatever. Even if we don't have one, we don't need one anyway. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens, won't we? Good things
I
are
have
coming.
very thick skin. But you guys and gals out there, I see the way the purple.
I've heard cashless. We're going gold back, but I've heard cashless. I've heard this and I've heard that, and I just think in the end it doesn't mean something's bad. It's just who's at the end of the day. It wouldn't still matter if we had a government as long as it was good people at the government and they work with the people, for the people, not against the people, and they don't work with the people, they work for themselves to get more money, if you get what I'm saying. So it doesn't mean, some people say, oh yeah, we're going to this, it doesn't mean, oh my God, that's how they want us, like, chat, no money. No, it doesn't mean that, it just depends what that system is. That's all it is. If it's working for others, service to others, sorry, that's all of us working together. I mean, it is a bit like service to myself, but it's for everybody else as well, service to others. They were always service to thyself. So if anyone gets what I'm saying, yeah, that'll be coming in. It's already coming in America. It's already started. And then after that, they'll be shown it'll be in the world. But I don't think it'd be a quick process. That it'd be just coming in. So, you know.
Programs are running. Oh, you're a shill if you think this. Oh, you're that. Oh, oh, you're not enlightened, this and that, blah, 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 blah. That's all meant directed at your ego to make you go, oh, wait a minute, maybe you're right. What am I?
Oh, you're not enlightened if you think Trump is making for the right. If you're not enlightened, it's like saying you're not enlightened if you don't think, yeah.
Trusting yourself.
What am I thinking? The good thing is the energies are working themselves out. It doesn't really matter what.
Some of us have seen the energy around Trump and it was white, bright, pure white orbs.
People think at this point.
In
However,
daylight.
the more people that push into the positive timeline, the better.
The easier
it will be to get.
If you're pushing a negative timeline and you're talking about that negative timeline, and then people who are on that negative timeline, like you don't believe in Trump, he's not good, he's not that, you're pushing a negative timeline.
We'll get through it, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But Trump has taken on such an undertaking. I mean, just as on a human level, he's got the
Thanks,
weight
Philadelphia
of the
Bear.
entire world on his shoulders. He needs as much positive energy.
When people find out what Trump's been going against, even though he's got help, it's not just him on his own, because people just think, oh, what do you mean Trump's going against the world? But no, it's not just him on his own, but he's like the spokesperson. If you knew, I know you do in chat, but the other people who are asleep, what he was fighting for, that he's had to get up day by day. You don't really get paid in the White House, by the way, with his family and the ridicule that he's going through. And we know about ridicule, I know about it, but the amount, you'd be embarrassed. You would be, I don't even think you could do it yourselves. Proper strong man, working for the light, working for God's source, whatever you want to call it. It's working in the light.
As he can get.
Yeah.
And what? We're going to send him positive energy, and he's going to do something positive with it. We send him negative energy, we're working against him.
Right.
And okay, all these people that are saying
Yeah,
he's
he's
part of the
preyed on every
oligarchy,
day
he's
as
part of
well,
the
yeah.
oligarchy.
Keep light around him, yeah, exactly. They say
Why
he's
you
not
pushing that energy
protected, he's
that way?
insulated.
If it turns out to be, we're
Yeah,
screwed.
winning bigly.
Right.
Don't contribute to that energy.
Right.
Don't contribute to that outcome. Don't be fooled into manifesting.
Yeah, he is the Lion of
that
God, yeah.
reality.
Look at his mane,
Because
yeah.
that's what the deep state wants.
They
That's
want
what
you
the
to think it's an
virus
act of
wants.
futility. They want you to think it's totally futile
Yeah.
and it's a futile effort and don't even try.
Yeah.
Because they're so all powerful and they have everyone in their back pocket, including.
They're not all powerful. We are. And they don't want you to know that. They're not as many as you think they are. They just have minions working from greedy people that work for money, want. Service to thyself.
Trump. That's what they want you to believe. Because if you're believing in that,
I believe that's probably is the technology around. Do you know what I mean? His uncle John G. Trump had the Tesla's notes. He was a scientist. His uncle. Think about that.
then you've already let them win. They've
Yeah,
already
he is the
won
world's
you.
president. He is.
So
Now,
The last
all of
president.
these naysayers, if you want to present a third option
All the naysayers, I'll say it to you as well, all the naysayers.
that's viable, I'll be more than happy to listen.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, that these naysayers come in, they never offer anything.
Nope.
They don't offer any third option. They don't offer any viable solution. It's the same bullshit that I keep hearing. Well, take your personal power and this, that. Okay, yeah, we've already done that. We've already
That was
done
like
that.
10 years
That
ago.
was, yeah, that was 10 years ago. What's next? Where do we go from here? Well,
Because what I've said, you move on, you move forward. Where do we go from here? So what do we do now? Not them people who are stuck going, moaning about what happened then, why didn't you say something like, we're not talking about that, are we?
I don't know. So if you have a third option, please, by all means, present it.
Yep.
If not, push the energies in the most positive direction that they can go.
Right.
It's so important right now in 2020, especially 2021. Oh, all right. So to wrap it up, I do want to say this. 2021 is going to be rough. It's going to be volatile. As we start to move more towards this, if Trump is cheated out of the election, because there's no way that Biden can win. Biden got 1% of the vote last time he ran for
Trump doesn't
president.
Out of the war. Trump does. Out of the deal.
And he dropped out immediately. Like first primary, he dropped out. He is so unpopular that there's no way it would be a stolen election, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
If Trump decides that he's not going to have elections, there's going to be major riots. There's going to be chaos. And I would back him 100% if he decided to do that, because I understand how.
Don't forget, swastika isn't what people think it is. Swastika is actually a Buddhist symbol for peace, but the Nazis stole it, used it for they stole a lot of our symbols.
How
Just
great it would be if he lost. If he wins, there will be riots.
Yeah.
If he loses and gets cheated out
There
of
will
it,
be riots either way.
the sleeping majority, not sleeping, the silent majority
Silent majority.
are going to start getting loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's going to be riots. There's going to be chaos. We're in the middle of a war right
Scottish.
now. We are in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
Nobody said it was going to be pretty, but it's the birth pains.
His
of
mother,
birthing
Scottish.
Something new. Or the death
McLeod.
throes of the virus.
Something like that.
Any way you want to look at it,
Think
we're moving in the right direction.
that film Highlander. Think of Highlander and reincarnation. Just saying.
I think when we see the death cult kind of stuff in the media and the glorification of death culture, the everything is racist or everything
You'll only understand what Trump's saying properly if you really listen, or you know about the Q coding, and then you'll understand what he's talking about. Trolling the media.
is
Yeah, his mum's
is
Scottish.
bad in a way that we can't really
Yeah, he will win.
change. We can't really do much about except get madder and madder. All of that is the death throes of the
Yes, the internet is based on human consciousness, yes.
virus screaming in agony as it, is just writhing.
Yeah, the virus is screaming and nagging out. People screaming out about, ooh, I don't want people wearing the mask. It's like, yeah.
The what you just mentioned, the silent majority finally getting their voice back. That's something different. That is us.
Yeah, the thing is, the internet was brought out to, get people's information. That spies on people as well. This, that, and the other, to put their agenda across, their shit across, their advertising, their crap. The way they speak to each other on certain platforms like Instagram, all the platforms, Facebook, looking for kids and all that, how they communicate, Pizzagate, oh yes, it is real, how they communicate. But also what they didn't realise was the people were going to use it against them. And this is how we've all got together and we all get the truth out very quickly by pressing a button and talking. People can film things on the phone and they're putting out in real time so people can see it goes up. Yeah, it gets taken down, but we all get to see it. So it backfired on them as well. It backfired on them. They brought us the internet. We had the Ethernet. This is like the one down here. They didn't think we were going to do this, did they? Yeah, they try and censor stuff, but it's too late. stuff still gets out. You see things with your own eyes that you realise as well. So when people say, because I hear bullshit people all the time talking about, you're on social media, when they put stuff out on there, that's not true. Yeah, but there's a lot of us real people filming stuff and talking about stuff that they'd never let you talk about on the BBC. So carry on watching the black shitty box in the corner and feeding into the news, because it ain't going to get you anywhere. The mainstream media will be brought down. Fox News have more truth on than probably any of the channels. They will either start reporting. If they don't, they'll get took down. They will get took down. That's one of the things, the last things they're going to get took down is MSN. Let them hang themselves. That's what they're doing right now. That is why people are waking up. They're going on about another lockdown, the second wave, or the second wave is the second wave of people waking up to the bull crap of what's going on with the whole number thing, and how they put the numbers up, and how they do this, and how they do that. And I don't need to talk about that, because people can clearly see it, and they're going to see it, and they can see it happening, and the suppression of doctors, and this, that, and the other bull crap going on. I don't even need to speak about it, because it is getting seen.
Pushing the virus out of the system.
Nick Bravo is saying that according to Drudge, Trump suggested calling off the elections. And at this point, I can't fault him for it.
I have to speak up about Trump when people do, because a lot of people who don't like Trump or speak out about I'm telling you now, the people that I've come across, one, believe mainstream media, two, won't go and research. Do you know what I mean? They just won't. They just listen to what they've heard off mainstream media, or they won't go and research. You know, they will not go and research nothing.
I can't fault him for it. No.
And they'll always come back with something like, oh yeah, but he said this then, you know, that thing again in the past, or he did this, maybe he did, you've probably done something in the past. We're not talking about then, we're talking about what he's doing now.
Mail-in ballots.
No.
And if you don't know, he said years ago, he's got asked many times to come in as president. He said, no, I don't know, no, I don't know. Oh, maybe if the time's right, the time is right. Yeah, we know televisions tell lies in vision. You're being programmed off the programs, and it's channeling, you know, like we'll say spiritual channel, it's channeling bullshit to your head. It's a hypnosis machine, that's what it is.
You might as well just give them the election.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like,
and CNN's getting a court case put against him anyway. It'll happen over him as well.
You are worthy. I saw him in the chat the other day. He'll get the reference.
And there's a song that's been in my head while I've been listening to this, and I will sing it in a minute.
So I saw Nancy Pelosi recently, and they are planning an assassination attempt against Trump. She was very open about it.
Yeah, John Kennedy, exactly.
To understand what's going on. She was giddy and drunk, and she was talking about how she has been recently briefed by her continuity of government.
Yeah, documents prove Trump never really was friends with Epstein. No, he wasn't friends with him. He just, you know, was in the same areas and parties and things where certain people were, because rich people, it's just at parties with the same people are there. That's what people don't get. He didn't go back to the after parties, and he did not go to the island. And he's been on the plane, different story. He wasn't on the flight logs to Epstein's island, and he wasn't at the island. Big difference.
People. And how
he never drank, and he never did drugs. He's not an alcoholic, because I think someone died in his family. He doesn't drink, didn't do all that, so he didn't go to the after parties. The after parties is where the things were happening. Do you know what I mean?
She was like, "Oh yeah, and I'm second in line for the presidency."
Nancy
Pelosi. That means that they are planning an assassination of Trump and Pence. They both need our protective energies.
Yeah, there's someone shouted out in the live chat, "Oh, I've just done my cards," you know. I've just done my cards, and something about the president, assassination of the president is on the cards. Well, the thing is, he's had about 25 assassinations against him, and they haven't worked. So it's not going to work.
Much as possible. They were talking about a coup as well. She's like, well, you know, we'll set up a new government, and you know, just because he occupies the White House doesn't mean that he runs the
doesn't mean he runs the country.
The presidency is an office. It's
because
not
he knew what was going on.
Based.
Right.
My jaw was on the ground when I heard.
They've had to get this evidence for quite a few years to get all this evidence.
In the White House, they're still.
And that's why when people say, "Why can't I say it this quick? Why can't I do that?" They're going within the law, not outside the law, which they were doing. They're doing it all within the law, putting all the right people in all the right places. You can't take people to court to take them down if the court systems, the people in the court system and the, what do they call it in America, the Supreme Court are all evil. You have to take them people out, which they have been taking the people out. That's why, where's Ginsburg? Where's Ginsburg? She was bringing bestiality. She wanted to put the age of consent down to about 10 to kids. She was evil. Where is she? I think she's dead, isn't she? Because nobody's seen her. They were taking all the people out. That's why they did the bullshit story on Kavanaugh with Ford, whose dad was in the CIA. Bullshit. We all saw it happen in real time in the courts. Bull crap. Proven bull crap. They got Kavanaugh in there. You get the right people in the system and the right people who want to work with the people, for the people, work for us, not against us. Fact. Yeah, she was
Deep
dead
states
ages
can
ago.
still take
They won't
over
report on it.
and hijack the government and just do it remotely from probably a DUMB in freaking Denver, Colorado.
Yep. Remember we
Where
I feel for them doctors as well, but you know what I mean? Like that woman who made think of the job, we all do sacrifices in the end of people have just got to talk up. More people talking up, the more safe, because everybody's talking about it. They can't just, do you know what I mean? But it is what's going on.
headquarters is supposed to be.
about the headquarters of in Denver, Colorado.
Deep state headquarters is in Denver.
Continuity of government all across the line. So
That's what she's talking
we're seeing
about.
this huge change.
Yeah.
And I still get these comments, oh, you're so unenlightened.
See, what he says now just makes me laugh because that's what people say. There's massive change and people are going, but there's nothing happening and they're still working for the same side. It's like, what? Have you got blinkers on or something? Like, what?
No, I'm watching the culmination of all of our energy work taking place right now. The most important time in the history of mankind is happening right now.
Most important time in mankind now.
I'm not going to sit on the sidelines.
I'm not sitting on the sidelines. This is what people are doing. We're not sitting on the sidelines. And they know this. Not sitting on no sidelines. Yeah, Denver is. Look at Denver Airport.
This is what I came here for.
Right.
I came here to remove the virus. We came here to remove the virus.
They are.
It's
We don't want them
removed.
anymore.
It's beautiful. It's
It
rough.
is beautiful. It's a lot of fun to watch play out.
It is.
It really is.
That's why I said I'm
It's
still
tough.
smiling.
And right now,
It upsets people, but some people are like, you know.
are not suffering, but they're being compressed. All of our avatars are being compressed.
Yep.
Because as this virus is removed from the system, it's like a tesseract closing in on itself. And as that tesseract closes in on itself, our avatars start to feel that these bodies that we're inside of this matrix start to feel like they're getting like more and more compressed. And so
Jennifer said that she just did a tarot reading on Trump, and it looks like possible assassination. Yeah.
Not
I'm gonna try
possible
it.
because it hasn't happened. I think the cards are a bit wrong
I don't
there.
think they would be able to.
I don't know for a fact, but I really, really resonate with the idea
So I mean, they obviously don't know it's been about 25 attempts, but
that Trump has looking glass technology.
Yeah, me too.
we really think Trump's got the looking glass technology. We know they've got the looking glass technology because of his uncle and Tesla.
And he knows what's going on. He knows what's going to happen. His connections to his uncle, who was John Trump, the physicist, who was the
Who I've been
person
shouting
who
out for
went to
ages.
Tesla's lab and took all of his research documents and had the ability to put everything together because he did so for the U.S. government. There's too many connections to ignore, and I think Trump has that. And I think that's why Trump does things that seem the complete opposite
Yes.
to what normal politics and logic would tell you,
Yes, he does.
or political logic, I should
Why
say.
people get confused.
And it always works out in his favor.
Yep.
So I think he has seen the assassination attempts coming, but it's about to get rougher and rougher.
Yeah, Maggie, the Marines have been cleaning out the dumps for months. That's underground, by the way. Thousands of children saved. Many haven't made it. Yeah. And when people find this out, that's when they're going to realise who has been controlling their minds. And they're really going to have to think about stuff. And especially in the future with what you're being told. Really.
Rougher.
Yeah, and
Again, all of my energy is going into the positive timeline. What I foresee the positive
Still
timeline
means being aware.
is the Trump administration continuing to cut off the tentacles of the virus and going eventually towards the head of the virus itself.
right.
Whatever
King, guy is repairing the house, took off his t-shirt and loads of swastika tattoos. Laughed my ass off. What guy? What a guy took his shirt off.
Positive timeline you foresee.
He is a wonderful chess
Just
player.
focus on the positive
Multi-dimensional.
timeline.
Don't know what a guy you're
And
talking
if there's a
about.
third option, please let me know. But I
Yeah.
don't think there is. I think we are literally at a crossroad.
Yes,
with
we are.
only one of two places to go.
Yeah, I completely and wholeheartedly.
Yep, they're very brave. I wish more doctors were not afraid. There's loads talking out. Not that mainstream media would tell you that. They need to use their knowledge and logical thinking. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So we can make sure it never happens again. Exactly. That's why you need to be aware. If you're not aware, you can't stop something, can you? But the whole world. Look how many swastikas there are in India. Yeah, it means. Yeah, the swastika, I just said before, stands for peace. It's a symbol of peace, like the Buddhas. A lot of people used it way before Hitler got it. Hitler just stole it because he was into different religions and stuff like that. So people really need to understand it's not what you think it is. But some people might wear it for that Nazi thing of that intention of it, but that's not what it really was if you actually look into it. So I don't know which guy you were talking about. If you're talking about this guy on the video, that's because it's nothing to do with, if you're in a spiritual sense, nothing to do with Hitler. Doctors are owned by big pharma and all that. Some of the doctors don't even know what they're doing. They've just done what they've regurgitated. Yeah, the squash sticker is actually a good symbol. Yes, it is, Jerry. That's what a lot of people don't know. That's why I say don't get mixed up by certain symbols, even though symbolism will be the downfall. Their symbolism, what they use for kids and this, that, and the other. But some of the symbols, they have stolen from us. And they just reverse it, you know. I think the swastika just comes from a lot of places, actually. You know, Hitler changed it when he came into power. Yes, he did. You know, when people look back, that's why history is a lot of it's a lot twisted, and you know, it's not the true history we've been told. We've not been told about our true history. Fact, I think that's all in the Vatican's where they've gone in, took that down. See what comes out there over time. Yeah, thanks, Tap, for the link.
Because I don't see any other way to manifest the healing of the system the same way the system has tried to manifest the virus in real life with the coronavirus. We have to do just as much work in a positive direction.
Em keeps saying the dragon. The
Yeah,
dragon.
because her story's missing, but it's always whoever was in charge was his story of the time, so they'll just do whatever they want to do.
We will get to the dragon, I promise. Well, hold on. Let me rephrase it. Let's hope we don't have to shoot.
Right.
You know, if our first parachute fails, that's our second parachute, in my opinion. But, you know, Em is so insightful that I'd love her opinion as well. And I respect her opinion greatly. That's our backup parachute, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, well, a lot of people are people wise enough to see the truth today, but at the same time still blind to World War II. A lot of people think we won World War II. We didn't. Wait till people find that out.
And the backup parachute is going to make us land hard on the ground.
Bye, King.
Let's hope that our first shoot.
Thanks for coming in.
So people are saying, why are you putting all your faith in Trump? It's not faith in Trump.
No.
It's faith in the energy work and manifestation that we've put in motion.
Right.
Yep.
It's faith in each and every one of you. Mm-hmm. It's faith in us as organic consciousness. It's
Exactly.
faith in every person out there.
That's what everyone moans at.
Positive outcome.
Why do you put your faith in Trump?
You know, someone said, I just don't understand how you think Trump can save you.
It's what everyone says.
And I said, I don't think Trump can save anybody. I think Trump is the only one that's going to allow us to save ourselves.
Yeah, it takes us all, exactly.
No other candidate would allow that.
Showing people to stand up.
That's a good point. So yeah, please, out there to the naysayers, try to think deeper. Try to think deeper about what's going on. It's so in depth. I understand there's some people
Very
out
in
there
depth.
that can't.
Right.
But at the end of the day, just
Yeah,
at
he's
least
opened the doors,
try.
exactly.
And what I said to somebody,
Someone needed to open the doors. I've said this to people before. Someone needed to open the doors to let us all through. It's like a Trojan horse. We couldn't do it before. That's why it's not got out. People knew about stuff, but it's not got out as much as it's got out now, and we're actually doing it. That's the whole point. Naysayers don't see that because they just feed into the same old bullcrap New World Order shit, trying to go on that timeline, trying to say same thing is clearly isn't.
earlier today was, don't feel prideful about looking down on people like
He's a
here,
shower. He's a
BTV,
shower.
because we all start from the
Way
surface
shower.
and we work our way down into the depths.
Yeah, I love that.
So
He's
just
parting
because
the
you
water so
feel
we can see
like
and
you're
save
looking
ourselves.
down,
Exactly.
it's not a positive thing. It means that you're still up there on the surface. We go deep here at Beyond the Veil.
So anyway, that's at the end of that, really. So that was Beyond the Veil. Tapper put it in chat. I can't remember what the title was now, but you will find it on Trump. Bits and bobs about the Matrix, but I'm just going to pull a card today. Let's pull one on Trump and Q, because I showed you before. I'll do one before I go. I just wanted to play it because I thought they did a really good little chat on it, you know, and what the naysayers don't understand because they won't look at it because they think it's part of the same old, same old. It's like I've always said, why, if not change, why not now? Why not? What is it never going to change? Are we on that same old fear-mongering thing? It's never going to change. It's always going to be the same. Well, there's a time, you know, all these prophecies, there's a time to change. Prophecies aren't set in stone, but we can change it if we want to. If the people wake up enough, it don't have to be the whole world, enough of us are waking, wake up, then things can change. So that's bullcrap to me, of the whole, well, does it always have to be? Well, sorry, do you not want change? It's right in front of your face and you can't even see it. Don't you want it? No, we'll just go back to sleep then and talk like that. So no, sorry. Sorry, not into all that. This was a great chat. I'm glad I found your channel. Thank you for coming in. I don't know how you found me. I don't know if you just watched me or found me somewhere. I don't know. But yes, it is the greatest time to be alive. We'll be going down in history for this. You know, it's the biggest thing ever, and some people still can't put the bigger picture together. They still moan about that side. It's like, for God's sake, we're not in then, we're in the now. Yeah, trust the plan, always have done. Where we go, one we go all. Never fell off it, never had to retract anything, because there's nothing that's not come out that's not being shown to people. Yes, the dates and stuff we've got wrong, yes, fair enough. That's just because we didn't really understand it was for now. You know, when we first got into Q and stuff like that. But it don't matter if you're not into Q, you can clearly see it's happening. Came here today through Roxanne. Oh, thank you, Luke. Oh, yeah, I think I've seen you in the chats over there. Yeah, I was off the Really Woke show. I have been on there. So, you know, me and Roxanne came together a while back. I didn't even know she was into Q and I was into Q. And me and Roxanne have been into Q from the beginning, and she speaks more on it now. But it's just showing you that us two girls have kept on it, and we will keep speaking our truth on it, and we've not been wrong. We've not been wrong. Two women speaking out. And Roxanne does a really good job on what she does as well. So big up to Roxanne. Yeah, that's good, Monica. Yeah, when you just see it all, don't you? So people can say what they want and the naysayers can say what they want. I do not give a toss. Learn how to research. Think for yourself. Research everything, question everything. It's what Q stands for. It's not a cult. The only cult that gets you into researching yourself and questioning everything, oh my God, that's really bad. Compared to the ones that go, I'm listening to mainstream media and believing everything they tell me. I'm the government. Good. See how far that gets you? Yeah, go find Roxanne at Hyde Park on Saturdays, yes. We were chosen. Exactly. We're all in the right time, at the right place, in the right places to speak out about what we're speaking out to. And I've already spoke to people this weekend who are awake to Q and stuff again. So I'm seeing it. I see it all around me. Triggering people sometimes is good in a sense because it makes them think. Or it bubbles something up in them. They don't know why they're getting triggered. Where we go one, we go all. God bless our 45th president. Yeah, he's a world president. God bless our military. God bless our veterans. God bless our fallen heroes. God bless England. God bless the patriots. And God bless the children. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Just waiting for a card to pop out. And this is the one that came out. The Spiral Dancer. Is it the Circus Root Perception? Because it is about people's perceptions at the minute. People have different perceptions on stuff, but they're not seeing the whole picture. I don't know if you can see that. Spiral of life there going on. I normally do 3, so we'll have to do another one. I'm trying to do it quick because I'm going. Oh, thank you, King. Reason the program you is to stop you from thinking. Yes, they do that. Stop you thinking from yourself, getting distracted by celebrities and things going on in the outside world, you know, to distract you from everything that's going on. They don't want you looking or seeing things. Yes, if you'd like to make a PayPal donation, a coffee donation, we call it, to my channel, Tapper has just put my email in the chat for PayPal. If you would like, if you don't, that's fine too. It's just an energy exchange, because that's what people get really concerned about is, you know, I'm not monetized or anything like that. Oh, money and people, it's like, yeah, it's an energy exchange. We come on here and talk and we come on for quite a bit. All it is an energy exchange, that's all it is. Bless the ones doing all this, they need blessings most. Yeah, and I'm still doing some more, still got Rachel in chat there, still got your meditation cushion. And I'm doing a few more now. I managed to get some more material. They are recycled. This is a new one. This is a bit of a darker coloured one, but I've started some new ones, so they'll be going up when I finish them. And yes, I've got to get all my cards up, all of them on Instagram. I get all my stuff up, jewellery and stuff. Over 2 hours. Well, there you go. It's an energy exchange. I've been on there for 2 hours yakking like I normally do. I thought I'd only be on for an hour, but if you're used to me, I always say I'm on for a bit and I end up coming on for ages. But I go with the flow. I don't put a timer on it. I don't see the point. People go, oh, you've been on too long. Well, you don't have to watch me. You can watch an hour, half an hour, and watch me over a couple of days. When you're in the flow, you go with the flow. You don't cut yourself off to try and fit the time in to talk about something. That's just what it is. You know, I enjoy talking to people. I think the people in chat are great people, patriots. You know, even if you're not into certain stuff, you know that you're in it for humanity and the love of humanity and people and stuff that's going on. So, you know. Oh, thank you, user with no name. You know, you might see some of the stuff that you're not into, the orbs and other stuff that I do and all that. You don't have to, but basically you should see the intentions of people in the videos, and I know what my intentions are, and it's good intentions for people. Even though you've got to do the work for yourself, I'm not here to think that you've got to do the work, so that's all for you to do. It's not blah, blah, blah. But I will, yeah, and Amazing Polly's good as well. I will be on tomorrow. I don't know what time, it could be 8:30 again. We're doing mindful, what do they call it? Mindset Mondays. We're doing that, Mindset Mondays, so yeah. Oh, I'm always like this on here, yeah. Well, I was just getting a bit, you know, when I get a bit, I have to come on and say something. See something, say, oh, just fell out on the floor. Let me get those two that just fell out. I normally do 3. Oh, I normally do 3, but these have come out. Oh, not the... Oh. Got to think about trees at the minute in films we've been watching and the energy of trees. So we've had this, we've got the Ice Queen, ideas preserved, non-action, entitlement. We got that the other day, actually. It's like we've been asleep in a dream world, but you are going to have to wake up because we've had the non-action, you know, an entitlement, ideas preserved. These ideas have been preserved for a very long time, but when we wake up, it's when the real deal starts happening. The resting tree, patience and stillness. We've been patient, believe me, there's been people more patient than we've been over all this time of ridicule and everything else. And if you look at the number, it's 22, that's like 11. You know, when we awaken again, the resting tree had a lot of energies going on with trees lately that I can't even tell you. Oh, witchy Wednesdays. I used to do a witchy Wednesday. Yeah, it could be a good witch or a white witch, a white witch or a black dark witch, you know what I mean? It's all magic's energy at the end of the day. It's what you put your intentions on. The resting tree, patience and stillness. And we are being patient. We are being patient. If you need a bit of calmness and stillness, go and sit near a tree. And just sit there and draw the energy. The phoenix, well... Isn't it funny how this has just fell out? It's not funny because my cards are always talking the truth. What is my title? What is my title called? I'm a tree hugger. Yeah, we're going back to a tree that we spotted, me and my fella. We'd be like, trees. Watching things about trees this weekend and everything. And my Celtic shield's got a tree on it. An oak tree with 7 acorns on it. You know, the number 7. Does anybody know what the title of this video is called? This is the last card, so as above, so below, as above, so below. What is the title of this channel? Anybody? Greetings from Camelot. Hello, Dolly. Hi, Lewis Atkinson. Is it Atkinson? Hello, Camelot. We love the Camelot vibes. I've been watching a thing on, I know it's Netflix, but I've been watching the Curse on what's the wizard called? I always forget his name. They've got Arthur in it. It's the girl in it actually who pulls the sword out of the stone in the film, but yeah, you can see things going on in that. Why do I always forget the wizard Merlin? I love the Camelot. I love the Camelot channel. Camelot TV. Yeah, change is happening. So this card is the Phoenix, and it says the Phoenix. It's 29, which is 11, numerology, 9, 10, 11, the Great Awakening. Resurrection, surrender to change. It is changing, but it's changed for the better. We've just been talking about change. It is changing. That's the title of the show. So there you go. Cards never lie. We're rising from the ashes. Seems a bit shitty, but we are rising from the ashes. That is what's going on. So I'm going now because I didn't realise, as always, that I'm on probably over 2 hours because that's just the way I flow. I go with the flow. I don't realise it's that long when I'm having fun. I just, I tell you what we'll do, Rachel. We'll get one more card. We'll get the Viking card out for Trump because they're a bit more manly and they're this like Tiffany blue, if you know what I'm saying. So let's get the Viking out. We like men to be men. Good to the women though, but men to be men, not like these shy boy things going on lately. Talk the truth like Trump and be a man. So let's see what card we get. Trump. Thanks a million, Dolly. We have to go back to watch the middle bit where I missed Greg. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Thanks for all the new people coming in. If you came over from anybody, Roxanne, or thank you. Like I said, you might find some of my chats a bit weird, but, right, this has come out. Ooh, 33. Christ consciousness. Can you believe it? Ragnar. I don't really know these cards that well, so I'm going to read it out. Ragnar. I mean, you've got the golden sunshine behind me going to the golden age. Ragnar. 33 people. People think that's a scary number like the Masons. No, it's not. That's hilarious. Let me see. Oh, there's one in here. What was that one? Oh, that's one I got the other day. Sol. This one. Thank you. Right, Ragnar, I've just turned on to it. So let me read this out. It's got a little quotey thing in it. Something is coming to an end. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Their world is coming to an end. Something is coming to an end. Only to have something new take its place. We are all subject to the cycle of birth. I don't know why I'm reading like that. It's because it's Vikings. It's got to be all like... Everyone knows I like a Viking. I think it's that Celtic thing in me. Life and cycle of birth, life, death and rebirth. With death comes an opportunity to start afresh. No matter how difficult the situation, it has been difficult, people. Like I said, you've got to see the dark to see the light. It is not the end of the world. It isn't, people. It is the beginning of something new. And then it says this little quotey thing going on there. The wolf, open mouth and wild, swallows the sun and the moon. The gods turn and die. Everything sinks. It is gone, we think. It is dead. We know. And yet life rises. The seeds sprout and the light floods the land. I just feel like painting my face blue now and going, they'll never take our freedom. Because they won't, and they're not. So just saying. Actually, I'll have to just... I'll just read the little extra bit that goes with it. Ragnar is the end stage of the cycle of the Norse. Sorry, I'm talking like I've got a thing about Vikings. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I need to go and watch Thor now. Mythos. This is where the gods are defeated, the land is destroyed, and all life is extinguished. The mighty wolf, I think it's Fenrir, don't really know, breaks his bonds and swallows the sun and the moon, and all things sink into the dark and the void as they come to an end. The cycles of the central Norse, birth, life, death and rebirth, are reflected both in many traditional stories as well as in the lives of the Norse peoples. Dawn and dusk, light and dark, full moon to dark moon, the cycles of plants and the births and deaths of the people themselves revealed themselves day after day in the mythos. The battles between all these extremes play out until the Ragnar, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, the end is played out. one should not view Ragnar through the filter of Christianity's end of days. Exactly. Go on. Because it's not. It's not that. It's not the end of our days. Scenario, nor a punishment, nor the end of the world. Whatever that says. Ragnar is actually reflected of the cycles of nature and illustrates the idea of everything runs its course, transforms and reforms. After all, the mythos tells us that after Ragnar, the gods begin to rise, light again returns, and the cycles begin again, because it's that cycle again. We all have these cycles and we're coming back into the golden age. So just saying, boom, boom, boom. My cards are always right. There you go. I thought that was great. That was for Trump, by the way. Dun dun. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. So yeah, I'm on one now. I'm in that energy again, you know, when I get a bit all like mega excited and everything and a bit like carried away with myself. But there you go. Dun 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 dun. Boom. Go on, you Vikings. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, thanks, Rachel, because Rachel actually got me these for a gift, because me and Rachel are friends, and I'll be seeing you soon when all this crap's over, and you'll be coming for your cushion and your coat that you left here last time when we all had a meet-up. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you like that. Thanks all for coming in. Thanks for the new people coming in. Like I said, you might come across some of my stuff and think it's batshit crazy, but let's face it, reality is not what we're told. Trump is working for light. Q isn't a psyop. We are winning. Where we go, one week wall, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you all for coming in. It's been a great chat, and I think you're all brilliant. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow about 8:30ish. I'll let you know before, because we'll be doing the Mindset Mondays on a Monday night, and we're talking about food tomorrow. It's not what's right or wrong, and people arguing in chat about veganism or not eating meat or eating meat. It's just me asking questions of you lot in chat, what you think about energies of food and that sort of stuff. I just wanted to talk about different things on different Mondays, of things that we talk about in the spiritual sort of sense and stuff like that. You know, like I said, it's no wrong or right with what people are eating. It's just, it's going to be a bit on, you know, when people go on about we need to be more alkaline, but I'm not saying it's for people to come into chat and go on about people who eat meat or not eat meat. It's just whatever. I don't eat meat, I've not ate for a bit, but I have been eating a bit of chicken lately, which is a bit naughty, but it's just like I felt like I needed it. But yeah. But I'll be talking about that tomorrow. And that doesn't mean you're not spiritual because you're not doing that, you know. That's what I'll be sort of talking about as well. I'll be doing the cards, and if I've got any drawings to show you tomorrow, I will, and stuff that I normally do. So thanks for coming in, and I will see you tomorrow night. Thank you very much. Yeah, love you all. Where we go, one week, we'll see you soon. Bye. And PayPal's there if you want to do an energy exchange. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Tapper, for putting everything in, the links in, and anyone else who put links in too. Thank you for the mods that come in. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow.